Welcome to Pop Cult, where we talk reality TV, celebrity chaos, and pop culture throwbacks.
We are your hosts. I'm Julia.
And I'm Avery.
We post 2 episodes every week. Tuesdays are for Reality Digest, where we cover the previous week's reality TV moments and latest celebrity chaos. And Thursdays are for the Fame Files, where we revisit defining stories throughout pop culture history.
And today we're doing another Reality Digest episode. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for listening. We're working on keeping these a bit more succinct because we've gotten some feedback that they're quite long.
That's our bad. And you know what?
Yeah.
Who's feedbacking us right now? Who is
My
this?
mom.
You know what? I have a personal message for your mother. For Avery's mother and my aunt. You could give us a little grace. You should enjoy our voices in your ears. My mother listens.
No, it's so true.
She doesn't
She
complain.
does. She does. They're probably like our 2 most frequent top listeners.
Oh,
you know?
I can guarantee you that it is them.
Yeah, and I've been trying to convince my dad to start a podcast. That's been like my most recent project. Again, I feel like I say this every week, but we're having a lot of fun. It's like fun to keep up with what's happening. I have an actual reason to keep up with all of these pop culture haps.
It is fun.
Should we get into our pop culture chaos of the week?
Yeah. So I want to talk about the Grammys.
Okay.
Because the nominations came out today. And while the Grammys are not well into 2026, everybody was posting about it. Just saying, like, thank you for the nomination. Or whatevs.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, go
Sorry.
for it. No.
Do they nominate themselves for Like, do they
Yes.
put
So
forth
they have
their
to,
work?
They submit whatever they want. Like, I don't know how many submissions is it the Academy? I don't know how many submissions
Yeah, well,
the Grammys get. I don't know. I don't know how many submissions the Grammys get from, like, per each category. But then from the submissions, they pick, you know, the, like, 8 or so, not the nominations that we then see at the Grammys show every year.
gotcha.
But you do
So
have to
it's not
self-submit.
like,
So if you do not submit, they won't just nominate you out of nowhere.
right, but that's how the Oscars are, right? Like, they just pick things.
I don't know.
Who knows?
don't
Well,
know.
I'll cut that out. Okay, I was wondering this because I'm like, there's something like, in a funny way, there's something embarrassing to me about these artists being like, I'm gonna put my album up for Grammy nominations.
What would be
like,
more
I don't know, it's just
embarrassing
kinda
is if you
funny.
submitted it and then you didn't get nominated.
I know. I wonder. I mean, has to happen to have happened a million times, but I do wonder if there's any like really big artists that we, you know, listen to or are fans of that have done that and are like, shit, you know?
Well, Miley Cyrus just recently got her first ever Grammy, which I thought was atrocious. Like, that
Well-
it had taken so long.
Well, but is it though? Because I feel like for a while she kind of stopped making music, and I don't
She's made albums pretty regularly.
really like her music that much. So maybe that's just I just haven't listened to a lot of it, but.
Like, her Bangers era and, like, Plastic Hearts, they mean a lot to me.
Yeah, like, because I remember, because, like, obviously Bangers I'm familiar with, but I don't know that that's necessarily, like, Grammy nomination music, you know? But
To
who
me,
knows?
it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's done an
talk
album,
to me
like,
about
every, like,
who-
5-ish years. Okay, yeah. So a notable missing person would be Taylor Swift. But here's my thing.
Right.
I don't know when the cutoff to submit for the Grammys is. So I have a feeling that she's eligible for 2027 Grammys and not 2026, because I know the Oscars is weird with cutoff submissions as well. So, like, I never know the discrepancies with that. So Taylor Swift is not in any of these Grammys that I have just, like, really quickly looked through.
Okay. It looks like, yes, so the online submission cutoff for the Grammys was August 29th.
Yeah, so she did that. That's obviously albums planning. That is always factored in. So she knew what she was doing. And she knows that she's going for 2027.
I feel like she does this often. Like, she will release an album. Like, I don't know if it's, like, strategic for her, but it's I feel like she does this a lot, where her albums come out and she misses the deadline and then submits them for the next year.
I think she does that on purpose because she kind of sees what comes out throughout the year.
I think you're right.
I
She's
think that's planned. Another noticeable missing person is Ariana Grande.
Well,
But-
she did say she was gonna stop making music, so maybe she's like, I need to not.
She might not have submitted anything, but they are so, like, Defying Gravity a performance of that by Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande is nominated. So, like, in a way, she still has a Grammy nomination. Addison Rae is nominated for Best New Artist.
God.
That surprised me.
What the hell?
So was Alex Warren.
I don't know who that is.
Do you know the Hype House from TikTok, like, way back 2020?
Wait, is he the one that sings that awful song that's all over my TikTok?
The, like, Ordinary song where it becomes a church choir in the background?
Do you want to know something? You want to know something insane? Remember how last week we were I was saying how it annoys the shit out of me that Love is Blind makes us, like, listen to a new artist every reunion? He was the artist last season.
What?
That song.
I didn't know that.
I encourage you and anyone else to look up the clip or just, like, find it in that reunion episode on Netflix because it was, like, so bizarre. All of the entire cast is, like you're saying, standing up, swaying back and forth, like, pretending to feel this song that is clearly so bad. It looked like they were in church. It was hilarious. Anybody else nominated for Best New Artist? Because those are bad.
So a fun one. Well, obviously Olivia Dean, and I'm really excited about that one.
I hope she wins.
And then, okay, so you watched Victorious?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe his character's name is Andre, if I'm remembering that right. Leon Thomas. He's nominated.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't even realize he was making music. I didn't know either. I think, like, the biggest nominations are Sabrina Carpenter for both, well, not really Short and Sweet, but, like, Man-Child is nominated a lot. Oh, sorry, it's Man's Best Friend that's nominated, not Short and Sweet. And then Man-Child is, like, really, like, picked out there. Yeah. Chappell Roan, Billie Eilish, Lady Gaga, Doechii, Bad Bunny. They all have a lot of nominations. Kendrick Lamar has a lot of nominations, and I believe he's also the host. Yeah, he's the host. So that's fun. He has a ton of nominations.
Well, I'm eating my words because during our We Are the World episode, I explicitly said I don't think that they really usually have artists hosting the Grammys and actors hosting the Oscars. It's like the reverse.
I think that they've just kind of made a really big switch up. I think it'll be fun, though. I love Kendrick, so I'm really excited for what he's going to do. Miley Cyrus.
I don't really know anything about him.
Oh, you should look him up. He has, like, the best, like, lyricism that I've, like, ever heard. Really,
it's like some sort of literary award that he has.
That's a really good question. I think you're correct.
He won the Pulitzer Prize in
shut up
for his album.
I should have known that.
I knew it was something like I had a former coworker who was, like, a huge fan of his, and he was talking about it once.
He's awesome. I loved his Super Bowl performance last year. It was amazing.
I feel like that was a very controversial performance. I'm surprised. I didn't know this about you, that you were a fan of him.
It was great. I
didn't watch it. I don't watch the Super Bowl.
I watched it. My mom FaceTimed me because I don't have cable. And my mom FaceTimed me and showed me the performance, like, live. And then obviously I went and watched it on, like, TikTok later because I wanted, like, the up close. But I really liked it. I thought it was super good.
What is Chappell Roan nominated? The Subway?
Where'd she go? I lost her. Oh, yes, completely correct. Record of the Year. Subway.
Knew it. I don't think she'll win because I don't really feel like that song was, like, as famous as some other songs I can think of, but I mean, I'm Chappell Roan's biggest fan. I love her music.
Yeah, it's Record of the Year is Bad Bunny, Sabrina, Doechii, Billie, Lady Gaga, Kendrick Lamar with SZA, Chappell Roan, and
I didn't even know Bruno Mars still made music.
Sometimes he did Die with, like, the Die song with
with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Die with a Smile or something like that.
I didn't like that song. I'm such a hater.
The singer that our cousin is so obsessed with that she sent us a whole video of him that she wants us to date him. His name is Youngblood.
Oh, he's scary.
He was nominated for 3 Grammys.
Jeez,
Justin Bieber was nominated for a couple. He was Best Rock Album. This is Youngblood, not Justin Bieber.
To clarify.
To clarify for the listeners. And 2 more, but I now can't find them.
That's so crazy. My God. And, like, who is this youngster?
It made me laugh. Yeah, it made me laugh. Just because of, like, her being so obsessed with him, and then I see that he's nominated for some Grammys. So that's good for him. Good for him.
I mean, good for him. I'd hope that my winners would be Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, Olivia Dean, of course.
Olivia Dean is my number 1, I think. The rest of them, it, like, breaks my heart to pick one, so I won't. Until, I just want to see it play out.
Yeah, I don't really, like, I just want to see women sweep, you know?
Always.
I don't really listen to any male artists, to be completely honest.
That's fair. There's
Maybe
so many
like a
categories.
Noah Khan will pop up on like a mix every now and then, but other than that, I'm really like, it's like, and like that's not even, you know, like
That's
it's literally
really
like
funny.
Casey Musgraves, Toblerone, Taylor, of course, Sabrina Carpenter. Did you see Hilary Duff came out with a single?
No. I saw
It's
a
called
clip of her on
Mature.
Jake. I need to listen to it. I saw
Me
a clip
too.
of her on Jake Shane where she like almost teased going back on tour, and Jake was like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that. But sometimes I get frustrated when like artists go back on tour like that because it's so hard to get tickets to their shows. I'm just like, I almost just can't even take the mental load that it is to try and get into Ticketmaster.
She would do exactly what Ariana Grande did and do a month-long tour, going to 4 places for like 5 nights,
Yeah.
but
But like the
it-
Jonas Brothers have been, I feel like they've been on tour for like 5 years.
oh my god, yeah.
Sexiest Man Alive was announced this week.
Jonathan Bailey. What a beautiful,
I thought that was
beautiful,
a really good pick.
beautiful man. I thought it was a great pick. The only disappointment is that he's gay.
Yeah, I feel
That's
like for a while.
disappointing for me. 'Cause
Yeah, sure.
You know.
Yes. I feel like for a while, all the Sexiest Man Alives, like they were like really old.
They were they were
So I'm
older
glad
men.
They picked someone a little more relevant.
He looks fantastic. I love Jonathan Bailey so much. His slutty little glasses and his obsession with the horse that he keeps putting in all of his like movies and shows. Like just
He's
I
a
adore him.
handsome man. He's quite petite, I feel.
He does give
Maybe I
short
just-
energy. I need to look this up. How tall is he?
Maybe he just like kind of looks. Sometimes I feel like the clothes that they make him wear on Bridgerton like make them look short and skinny. So he might not be, but he's always in like a little period piece getup, you know? Like he's never in like normal clothes. I feel like when I see him in his TV shows and movies.
Allegedly, he's 5'11".
Okay.
But I just know that my mother would be taller than him, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Like he's probably 5'9". Nobody Wants This announced this week that they are renewed for a season 3. I'm not sure who would pick them up for a season 3, but nonetheless, I am grateful because I hope it's better.
They can
and I hope it
redeem
redeems
themselves.
the show. So yeah, there was like a TikTok that I saw of Kristen Bell calling all of the cast members, like telling them that they got picked up for a season 3. So that was sweet. Like I love the cast and I love how close they all are. But I mean, they really messed up with season 2. Like, come on, girls. That was crazy. Another show that I have been seeing has really bad reviews, but I actually don't agree, is Kim Kardashian's new show, All's Fair.
I'm
on
only
Hulu.
1 episode and 13 minutes and 47 seconds into the second one.
Okay.
It's definitely interesting. I'm still trying
Like,
to get
I
behind
don't know. I don't know a lot about Ryan Murphy, the director or creator. I don't really know what he is, to be honest.
He's both.
I do think that his thing is kind of like quirky. Like when I was watching it, like watching the first episode, I was like, oh, this is like super campy. Like that's to me what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I feel like it's about fashion, like showing wealth. Like it's about powerful women. It's giving like Suits. I don't know if you've ever seen that show.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah,
with
I have
women.
a little bit. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I think it's like supposed to be kind of like funky and a little bit weird, and some of the stuff that happens is a bit bizarre. I don't necessarily like. I think Kim Kardashian's doing a decent job. Do I think she's like an amazing actor? Not really, but I think
No, I
she's
don't
doing
think she's-
good enough.
Not when she's around Sarah Paulson and Glenn Close and
Yeah.
all of these amazing actresses, and then Kim's just kind of like there. But I know that like from watching the Kardashians, I was trying to remember if I had watched the Kardashians, but I did. Sorry. From watching the Kardashians, I know that Kim was like very intimidated and scared the entire time she was filming, so I'm like taking that all into account. She's doing her literal best, and she looks great. Like she's not doing bad at all, I don't think.
No, not at all. She looked, and also I kind of wish that they maybe had given her a smaller role just because of the fact that she's so new to acting. But
Yeah,
I am
they
excited.
gave
I
her
don't know
a
how many
fat
episodes
role.
it's going to be.
I don't know.
Yeah,
either.
she's like main character.
Main character. I think my biggest issue was just like there was no emotion at the end of the first episode, really, where something, I don't want to spoil it, but like something that would be emotional happens, and I don't know if that's just like her supposed to be her character, or she just couldn't get there. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling as if she was upset with the news that was put upon her.
Yeah, I agree. I think what's interesting is that there have been some scenes where she's kind of talking about that plot twist, or like they're having a scene about the situation that she's currently in. And it actually, I can tell that she's like trying to pull from her own experiences within
I know,
her
that's
own
what
life.
I'm like, Kim, like, you went through this, like, pull some of that. And I'm just not really seeing
Yeah.
it as much as I would like.
Yeah. But I'm excited to see the rest of the show, and I think we might do like a little mini episode on it.
Yeah.
Someone else who has made their, I feel like it's a, debut back to the big screen. Supposedly Meghan Markle is starring in a film with Lily Collins and Dennis Quaid.
Speaking of Suits, that would have been a great
Speaking
segue.
of Suits, that was a better segue.
Dude, I love
yeah,
Meghan Markle, I love Lily Collins, and I love Dennis Quaid. I want to see this.
I'm like excited. I have no idea what it's gonna be about. I literally think I just saw like a People post about it. Like there was no details, but this would be exciting. I mean, when I think about it, I'm like, they have to be making money somehow. Her and her husband. I mean, they don't have their.
She's turned back to acting.
I know. And honestly, I think it's been long enough. He's no longer part of the royal family anymore, technically. I think it's a good idea. Like, I think she needs to move on with her life.
I'm glad she's back. I love her acting.
Me too.
Okay, so we've been talking about Stranger Things a lot because the first part of season 5 drops on my birthday, so it's like kind of a big deal. Anyways, I don't know if anyone else saw this, but I saw this crazy TikTok saying that Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour from Stranger Things were not necessarily in a feud, but they were like kind of like alluding to that in the sense that she put out a restraining order or something crazy against him. Some kind of filed a complaint for harassment.
That's what I saw. She filed a complaint or was like suing him for harassment or
like something. And this was like People or something, like a normally credible source.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night was the premiere for season 5 of Stranger Things, which I don't understand premieres. I don't get it. Because like we can't see it, so how is that a premiere? Whatever.
Right.
Besides,
I get that. It kind of
seeing...
annoys me. I'm like, can you guys just watch it with
like
everyone else?
Like, you guys filmed it. You guys know what happens. You saw the scripts. Why do you need to see it?
Right.
Watch it later. I don't know. Whatever.
It's because this is what it is. It's because celebrities have nothing to do. And so if they didn't have premieres to go to, the premieres fill up 90% of their free time.
Do a premiere on the day it comes out. Like, do it. Like, I understand that's Thanksgiving or whatever, but like, get over it. You can fly your private jet back to your family after you're done. Or take your family. I don't know.
Bring your family with you.
Anyways, Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour were seen being all buddy-buddy, lovey-dovey, like taking pictures, laughing with each other, speaking very fondly of each other in their interviews. So it seems to me as if like that was false. Or if it was true, they got over it. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw the same thing because I saw the headline. I was like, I've honestly have heard some like questionable things about him. I think he kind of has dark energy, to be honest. And then I also saw them like kikiing on the red carpet. So that was very confusing.
I'm like, what are
I'm sure more will come out. Like, this is kind of how, if you remember, I mean, it's like, this is like dark days. Like, it reminds me of the It Ends With Us premiere when everybody was like,
when they locked him in a basement.
Well, everyone was like, why is the whole cast taking pictures together? Justin Balladini's not there. And then we were all like, oh, surely it's nothing. Like, this is a movie that's supposed to bring people together and blah, blah, blah. And then we all know where we are now. So I'll be curious to see if something like that happens with it.
Yeah, I don't know. But, like, she was speaking so fondly of him that I, like, couldn't even imagine her.
I know. Another thing that we both saw this week, which kind of like low-key spoiler, Chrishell Stause has said that she will not be returning to Selling Sunset post season 9.
Now, if Chrishell wasn't on that show, I do not know if I would be a returning
like, what's the point?
Viewer. That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, she is the show. Like, I get it. Those two men are there and Mary. But like, Chrishell to me is the show.
She is the main character. And I honestly, I mean, I've always been a fan of Chrishell. I have always been confused as to why she's been this sort of like standout main character in this like pretty large ensemble cast. Like, that's never made a lot of sense to me. I don't know. I guess I just wonder what caught producers' eyes in season 1 when they're like, oh, we want to start this show, but we need a main person. Like, let's bring in Chrishell. Like, obviously she's great TV, but I've always wondered what kind of like kickstarted that for them and her.
It's the same thing with Taylor from Mormon Wives, if you think about it. Like a big
Yeah, I guess
ensemble
just, like-
cast, and they just put one girl right at the front.
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
she obviously had her whole scandal, so I feel like that had something to do with it. But I mean, maybe it was just the fact that Chrishell was also like an actress already, and she had a famous husband. So, but yeah, I feel like it's a bit of a spoiler because it, you know, I mean, not that I think that anyone would think that this season would end well necessarily.
I'm
but
only
we are
2
going-
episodes in, and it's not going well.
I know. I honestly admire your self-control to only be able to watch 1 episode per week because I'm addicted to
I don't
this
know where
show.
I don't know where I'm.
Oh my god. Well, that's undisclosed.
Sorry. Okay,
What
so
did you think
episode
about
2.
episode 2?
I cannot believe I had to see JoJo Siwa on my screen.
Crazy, right?
I'm a hater. Hate to say it. But
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of her either.
I guess they're close friends. It makes sense. Chrishell mentioned that G was a mentor for JoJo, so I can see like the segue to getting there. The JoJo merch room was wild.
Mm-hmm.
That threw me for a loop. So what am I doing here? I wanted to leave.
And it's crazy to think that she was such a big child star because of
I
Dance
know.
Moms, but then like
Yeah.
it's like every aspect of her career was so cringy, but she made something for herself, that's for sure.
She definitely did.
Another thing I thought was hilarious was the argument about the hedges.
Oh my god, I wrote that down too. Also, fun fact, I don't know which brother is which. Couldn't tell you.
I do.
0 idea.
I can't describe it, but they do have slight differences.
I'm sure they do, and I can tell that, but I don't know which differences are which one.
You know,
And I
one
feel
time-
bad saying that. I've watched all 9 seasons and I can't tell you.
So Jason was the one who was like advocating for the hedges. He's like the main one, the one that
He's
dated
the one that
Chrishell.
bought the hedges?
Yes,
Okay.
Jason. And then Brett is his brother who like I don't really think Brett does a whole lot of like just selling of real estate. I think he does more like development projects and like building
And
homes
Jason
and stuff like
also
that.
dated Mary.
And also dated Nicole.
What?
Yeah. But we never saw that on the
Oh
show.
my
That was like many, many years ago.
God. How does he pull these tall women?
Dude,
Whatever.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Whatever.
You know what's funny though? When I first told your mom to watch this show, I remember I was talking to her about it once and she was like, and the owner, you know, the little bald guy. And I was like, oh, which one? And she
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
what do you mean? And I was like, Amy, they're twins. There's 2 of them. You haven't seen Tweedledee and Tweedledum together?
That's so funny. This is
It was
like when
hilarious.
the CEO of Disney asked Lindsay Lohan where her twin was at the Parent Trap premiere.
Oh my god. That's
That's so funny. Yeah, the hedges. I understand why the hedges are there, and I don't really get why Brett was being so weird about them. Like, everyone knows who the Oppenheim group is if you're like in real estate or you're like looking to buy these big ass homes. So like, why do you need to see the sign from the street? Most likely, these people are like these famous people are never gonna meet you at your office.
right. Part of me thinks that he was just like, why did you just spend 30 grand on these?
30 grand was crazy because I could have made those.
We could have freaking gone to Hobby Lobby and gotten what we needed and built those hedges.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they looked cheap as hell for $30,000.
They did look cheap. I also just feel like there's better ways to like block people from like I understand what he's saying because people can't see into those windows. They're like only one-sided, and I understand what he's saying when it's like distracting for the people who work there to be able to see out. But again,
I don't
feel
know,
like
get
there's
rid of the
there's
windows
other things
then?
you could do.
Make it a wall.
I don't know. But obviously, the big thing this episode was this absolutely unhinged Friendsgiving and the events that followed.
I will never understand how things can just go that quickly, spiral that quickly. Because it was a nice dinner, everybody was sitting down, everybody was calm, they were just saying what they were thankful for. And to be honest, I am never defending Nicole. I want to get that clear. But Chrishell did start the spiral.
I agree. I think that's an important thing to note because I think it was very clear earlier in the episode. I think it was like maybe Chrishell and Emma were looking at a house somewhere, and maybe Nicole was brought up, like Emma brought up Nicole, like in reference to the fact that she was going to be at the Friendsgiving dinner. And Chrishell said, even just her being mentioned brings out a terrible side in me. Like, it makes me feel so negative. And I think we maybe all had a person at least once in our life who, like, you just can not be cordial. There's no way that you could ever be cordial with them. And I think that that is where they are. They are past the point of even being able to be in the same room with each other.
Yes, and I get that, but then I'm like, why did you show up? Like, why did you show up then? Because Nicole let you talk about your, like, expand on your thankful for, and you can't let Nicole just finish her sentence.
I know. That's why I feel like, so I don't know if you've seen anything online, but Chrishell has been getting a lot of backlash about being a mean girl this season, and I think it's like, I understand why, and obviously you'll see more and more of her throughout the rest of the episodes, but I understand why Chrishell's like, I just don't want to hear it from her. I'm annoyed that I got her card. I don't give a shit about her eyesight, and I don't want to hear it. But I totally agree with you. She was being immature in that moment, being like, okay, Nicole's eyesight, great, let's move on. And like laughing at her for writing that down.
You didn't have to say anything.
And like, if that had been anyone else who wrote that down, Chrishell would have been like, oh my god, like, it actually like was a good thing to write. I'm gonna be on Nicole's side for that one. Like, I would be thankful for my eyesight too if I had been blind for 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm sure that was crazy. But then these two no names, I don't know who they were. Amanda's friends, and I have a feeling they're introducing them for like to come back later. If I'm not.
But that's the thing. I'm gonna spoil this for you because they don't come back.
What? Then why were they acting the way that they were?
So the one girl, Jess, the one that was like the brunette, she is dating Jason, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Amanda said that.
And they are actually dating in real life.
But that Jason wasn't Jason's girlfriend wasn't the one that was causing the issues. It was
it was this other woman, Catherine.
And I just assumed that she was there because they were like gonna eventually try to write her in. But apparently I was mistaken by that. But any logical person would think that with how she was acting. Because I guess she's met Chrishell in the past or something. I hope so. I hope they have some kind of background because the way she was talking to Chrishell was completely inappropriate if that was their first.
Oh, and I think that there was way more to that, you know, like going back and forth with them that we didn't see. Because I don't really feel like either of them said anything that was that rude. Like, Catherine was being annoying. Why did she have to bring it up? Like, mind your business.
Is that the blonde girl?
Yeah. Literally no one knows your name. But then when she was like, that's rude, and Chrishell was like, you're being rude. Like, I kind of felt like it looked like Chrishell just snapped at her out of nowhere, but I do actually think
there was more. I think there was more.
About Catherine, I knew I recognized her. I was like, why do I recognize this girl? Like, has she been on the show before? Like, where do I know her from? She was a contestant on this Colton Underwood season of The Bachelor.
You're joking. What's her name?
I'm serious. Catherine Agro.
I watched that
season. And her sister was a contestant on a much like later season of America's Next Top Model. Like, after it was out of Tyra's hands, like Tyra was no longer a judge at all. Her sister was on America's Next Top Model. So clearly this woman, I don't think she made it super far, but she must have made it far enough because I recognized her.
Yeah, that's crazy that you whipped that out. I'm impressed.
I know. I was just like, where do I know her from? Like, even the name sounded familiar. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if she had also been in other things or even like appeared on the show before. Yeah. All that to say, I think that goes to show that she wants to be on TV. Like, she's been on TV in the past. This is why she's trying to instigate.
Absolutely. And then obviously this fight or whatever gets taken to a very weird and inappropriate place that it shouldn't have been taken to. And for some reason, Nicole thought it was okay to talk about Chrishell's dead parents. I don't know in what world that's ever okay, to be honest.
I mean, I gasped when she said that. The first time I watched it, I gasped.
Yeah. Like, was it...
I knew that there was going to be a scene that was, like, jaw-dropping. Because when the season first dropped, before I had watched it, Chrishell had made a post saying that, like, obviously this person brings out the absolute worst in me. And, like, I think you're going to be absolutely shocked about this scene at the dinner table. But, I mean, that was an insane thing to say to somebody. Even if they have, like, said that you've done drugs in the past.
Yes, was what Chrishell did last season okay? No. But we've moved on from that, I thought.
Also, everybody in LA does drugs. Nobody cares.
And Amanda says that exact thing. Chrishell probably shouldn't have yelled at her like she did. Should any of them do what they're doing? No. Nicole was trying to excuse the fact that she talked about Chrishell's dead parents by saying, well, Chrishell, you talked about me. And I just think it's you can attack a personal one-to-one all you want. But like Chrishell saying, Nicole, you do drugs. Then Nicole could have come back and be like, oh, Chrishell, you do drugs. But then when you go farther than that, you know what I'm saying? It's just inappropriate and not okay. No one's present there to speak for themselves. And that's just, no.
Exactly. The accused parties are not able to defend themselves.
Exactly.
I think this is like a great comparison to housewives. They do this all the time. They're unable to come up with a dig other than at somebody's husband or child. Absolutely. Or something like that, you know? And I will say, like, I don't really feel like the Selling Sunset women do that, except for Chelsea
Nicole.
with Bree's situation.
Well,
and Nicole,
I still
of course.
feel like Bree made the right decision with that, and I don't understand why. Like, I don't know. We can get to that later when they're actually in the episode.
Yeah, but the thing that was so crazy to me about this Friendsgiving scene after Nicole said that to her, why wouldn't she get up? She, like, everybody else was standing up from the table, and Nicole it was like her butt cheeks were glued to the chair.
It was until every single one of them had fled to the bathroom, then Nicole got up and she's like, well, I guess I'm gonna leave. They've been asking you to leave, Nicole.
She goes, I think I should leave.
I think I should go. Nicole, that was the whole conversation after that, was that you should leave.
What? It was crazy. And I think it's like, she doesn't understand and I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to like say too much, but it's like, clearly Nicole has never had to go through something like that before. Otherwise, she would never have said that. You know, it's like, I don't feel as though she really understands the gravity of bringing up the death of someone's parent. Like, I just think it's like, and also, I think Chrishell will say this in the next episode, her parents didn't die of a drug overdose. They died from, like, cancer, I think.
Regardless, they don't need to be doing that at all. Also, I just feel 100%. As if you and I, having not gone through either any of our parents passing, we would know to never bring it up regardless, because we have common human decency and common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we? And we would never even think to do that, because we're not insane.
Right. I just would never, like, I mean, me personally, I would never have even let an argument get that far with somebody, but also that's why we're not on reality TV. But, like, I would have been like, and you know what? This is what I would have said to Chrishell, which no tea, no shade. I would have said, and you know what you're addicted to? Plastic surgery. That's what I would have said.
Wait, to Chrishell or to Nicole?
To both of them.
Well, fair.
But if I were Nicole and somebody was accusing me of having an addiction problem, and I didn't, I would have said, well, your addiction is plastic surgery.
For real, like, did she not study beforehand? Like, if you're gonna, like, be going at somebody in a fight, like, you should know your comebacks, and that's what gets me with all of these shows, is that you're not studying.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that does make, because I agree with you, I think that there was wrong on both sides. Like, Chrishell did this sort of, I'm gonna categorize it as, like, a baby wrong, like a yellow wrong.
Yeah.
Because she was making fun of Nicole.
It was
but
just
then
a petty
Nicole,
little... Yeah.
Went full red wrong. It was like,
yeah. No.
Like,
There were flashing lights. There was an explosion to the side, and there was fire behind her.
I think also what makes me feel like I side more with Chrishell is the fact that even Mary and Amanda, who have known Nicole for like 20 years, are essentially her best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Even they're like, get up and get out. Nobody wants you here. They were so quick to jump on Nicole and tell her to get the F out.
And what also irks me is that Nicole will never admit that she's done hard drugs.
No.
And that's what makes me so mad, because Amanda is like, we did it together, and I know that we did.
Mm-hmm.
You have like a literal witness, is what I'm trying to get at. A witness who is here, who people believe.
Speaking of a housewife level argument, I mean, Salt Lake City this week.
Yeah. That was...
Every week it gets better.
The show opening with Bronwyn sleeping outside was so funny. And
She's
then
so real for that. That's what I like about Bronwyn. She is down to earth.
And then she goes, yeah, when it rained at 3 a.m., that just, like, wasn't my best moment. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, girl, go inside. There's couches inside, and I know that there are.
No, actually, though, I love that we, like, obviously opened this up. Well, after Bronwyn, we sort of opened it up with Heather talking about the events of the previous night. And I love that Heather is not letting up on Lisa. She's like,
No,
I'm
I think
sick of
that's
this.
fantastic. She's finally gathered a backbone, and I'm with her all the way. The backbone is fused. Like, she's not gonna let that thing go.
It's just so funny how she's made such a shift from the beginning of the season. Like, she was riding so hard for Lisa at the beginning of the season. And I just think it's because she realized Lisa actually could not give less of a shit about her. Crazy.
Side comment, the stupid little braids that Lisa has in her hair in her confessionals actually makes me angry to see. Like, these, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's just like these two little braids in the very front of her hair that make no sense. There's no hair tie at the bottom, and I don't know what's happening with them.
Her hair and makeup always looks so fuck ass. I'm like, you need to fire your team. Your glam team needs to be
and she won't go anywhere without them, and I'm like, you might look better without them.
I know, like, let's give it this is a good test run, seriously. Although I have thought that she looks like shit this entire course of Yacht episodes.
Because she doesn't have glam.
I think she looks right, so it's like her glam makes her look like shit, but she also just looks like shit. So like, she
just doesn't look good.
You know?
Also, something else irking me, like nothing new, but Meredith just like working both sides is really starting to get on my nerves.
I know. I do feel like this episode she kind of started to be like, okay, I'm fed up. She told Lisa, she's like, Lisa, it's too damn early for this. What do you want me to say in your defense? Like, it's like Lisa gets so mad because Meredith doesn't say exactly what she wants Meredith to say. Meredith is not your bodyguard. Like, it's not her job.
She cannot read your mind. She can't read your mind.
Right. And it's not her job to sit there and defend you to these women. Like, maybe just be a better person, be a better friend, and nobody would have to defend you. You wouldn't even have to defend yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, case in point, she's so mad about this, and then Bronwyn freaking overhears her talking shit about her to Brittany.
That was embarrassing for them, because you should always be aware of your surroundings when you're gonna shit talk.
Bronwyn just absolutely did not give a fuck that they were talking about her. She was like,
let's just go over here.
So unbothered. She's like, I'm just drinking my Dr. Pepper.
She was just trying to drink her water and her Dr. Pepper. I'm just glad Angie finally came back from the dead, and we actually get her in this episode.
I know.
But then she smashes her hand, but we can talk about that in a second.
Oh, that was awful. So they get off the boat finally and go to the land. Is it normal for the crew to be like massaging them?
Oh my god, I wrote that down. No, I've never seen that before in my life. I need to fact check that with my mom, but I've literally never seen a deckhand or a stew, I'm not sure which one she was, give a massage. Unless maybe she came on to the boat with like a masseuse like background in a sense, and she just knows, so she just like offers that as a service to the guests that come on to this season of the Yacht. But that was insane, and I feel like she might have done it to more people and we didn't see it, but like, did only Lisa get a back massage?
So Lisa was, and then at one point Whitney was, and I was like annoyed because I was like, I cannot believe that Lisa is making this poor woman sit on her hands and knees and massage her.
I think she volunteered.
I did see. Yeah, she did ask like if anyone wanted a massage, but I just would have said no. Like, I would have said no. Not. Like, this is not what we're here for. This is not a spa. We're on the freaking beach.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That was so weird.
So, do you think there's any truth to Todd making out with not Bronwyn?
Like, genuinely, no. I don't know who would be making out with Todd and why Todd would be at a bar without Bronwyn.
They were there together, allegedly. It was like I don't know.
Were they?
Like Todd doesn't go out. Because it was like a picture, like... Oh, is this when... Oh. I think I'm thinking of when they were all together, and that is when Lisa told Angie, but that might not have been the same night that it happened.
Yeah, no, they were... Yes, you're right. Because they talked about it a little bit. Or maybe Bronwyn even mentioned it when she was on Watch What Happens Live. This week it was like, they had gone... Oh, this is what it was. You're right. They had gone out to a bar, to Lisa's Vita Tequila bar in Utah, I guess, after the lunch that Lisa threw where she put all of her lawsuits up on easels.
Yes.
After that lunch.
Yes.
And that's when, and like, they had all made up at lunch. And then at one point, Lisa turned to Angie and said that. I mean, first of all, just the genuine principle of this, making out and farting, what are we doing?
Who was
Where
close
does
enough
one
to
even-
like smell that? I don't know.
And also, that's the only thing that I'm like, that's such a hyper specific detail. Like, could it be true? But I don't know. I just don't feel like Todd would do that. But I mean, I suppose you can never trust anyone.
I'm also like, why is the season theme here farting?
The thread throughout this
I don't
season
want to
is
see that.
farting. You're right. Also, so Angie exposes this, and the first thing that Lisa says is, I did not say that it was my friend. It was not my friend. That I didn't say that. That wasn't me. She disputed like a tiny detail of the story.
I know. So you're saying it was you, Lisa? Okay. I mean,
So
at
you're
least she's
admitting
owning up
it.
to something for once in her life.
I know. I mean, also, like, I will give it to her. I'm shocked that Lisa apologized to Bronwyn about that later in the episode.
I was as well, and I was like, this is like the most like honest I've seen Lisa, and then Bronwyn's like, I don't think that was genuine.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think it was genuine either. She hates
Probably
Bronwyn.
not,
Like,
but it looked pretty genuine, but I don't know.
I hope it was, but you have to keep in mind, they literally had this conversation 3 weeks ago when they sat on that couch across from each other, and Bronwyn said, stop bringing up my husband and child, and Lisa said, stop bringing up John and kids. Like, she literally said it 3 weeks ago, and she already broke the rule. So,
Of course she did.
I mean, it's uncanny. I also feel like even Meredith is starting to get fed up with Lisa, because when they were on the beach and Meredith's like, Lisa, I don't want to talk about it. Stop bringing it up. I'm done having this conversation. And Lisa just blah 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 blah. Why are you getting so mad, Meredith? Why are you getting so mad? Like, Lisa, she's told you 6 times that she's done having the conversation. She didn't tell them that she thought you did it. She just didn't say that you didn't, and that's what you're mad about.
Oh, and then Lisa is saying, she's like, I've never oh my god, I've never humiliated anyone. That was crazy. What do you mean you've never humiliated anyone?
This is the thing where that's why I just don't ever believe anything that she says, because like, yeah, like that, you're right. She's like, Angie humiliated Bronwyn that way. You humiliated her. You're the one that started this rumor, alleged rumor.
Yeah, literally, you started it. You didn't have to spread it. If you heard it from somebody, or what I'm saying is, even if you heard it from somebody else, you did not have to spread it.
No, yes, exactly. And I'm so on Meredith's side in this argument that she's kind of having with Lisa about not being on her side enough. It's like, Lisa, when have you ever stood up for Meredith? Number one, and number two, she's not standing up to you because she's not disputing it. She believes what people are saying. She agrees with them. She agrees that you're the leak.
I don't think Lisa would ever stand up for anybody.
No, only herself. She does not care. I was geeking out, like, Mary sitting in on this conversation between the two of them. She even said it in her confessional. I cannot believe that someone's making me defend Lisa Barlow.
Yeah, she did say that. I was dying that Angie's finally feeling better, and then she slams her finger into the door in an inflatable blow-up starfish costume. And it was like a lot of blood. I thought at first I thought she was just being dramatic, and then I saw the blood, and that
was a bad wound.
Bad. And Jason goes, the captain, he's like, I'm just trying not to laugh right now, because she's still in the blow-up costume.
She's like a shrimp or something.
She's a starfish.
A seahorse.
Sorry, a seahorse.
Shrimp, starfish, seahorse. We finally got there.
They're all the same.
I mean, Bronwyn sends me with her inflatables. Like, it's actually so funny.
That was an experience for sure. And then Brittany chose that point in the argument to then start throwing up off the side of the boat.
I know. I don't think that she was throwing up because she was seasick. I think she was throwing up because she drank too much.
I agree with that. She was not giving any seasick vibes. Like, I don't know. But then what was weird to me is, like, you don't like this woman, you don't want to be friends with this woman, you don't want anything to do with this woman. Then Meredith, why do you then immediately question her actions? Like, she's not your responsibility, she's not your kid, she's not your friend. Let her do her, like, she's gonna do what she wants to do regardless. And I'm speaking about how immediately after Brittany has thrown up across the side of the boat, drunkenness, seasickness, we're not sure, she immediately starts drinking from a tequila shot, or whatever alcohol had been placed in front of her. And Meredith decides that is when she needs to speak to Brittany from across the table. And be like, why would you do that? You just threw up. And they're all like, leave her alone.
Or if it was just sort of like a knee-jerk reaction like Meredith's. Like, I genuinely can't even comprehend why she would do that, and I just have to ask. Like, didn't even really consider who it was. But you're right. I mean, honestly, I just think Meredith hates her so much that she's trying to do everything. Meredith does not want Brittany on this show. I think that deeper than what we're seeing happen in an edit, Meredith thinks that Brittany she thinks she's absolutely a Dumbo. She thinks she is not smart enough to be on this show, not like classy enough to be on the show. Not that any of them are really that classy, but like, I just think Meredith feels like Brittany doesn't fit in. And it's like, and she's annoying and she's stupid on top of it. That I really think that is what Meredith's biggest problem is. She just doesn't like Brittany as a person, and it's like, normally she can deal with somebody because at least they're, maybe they had been friends at one point, or were just having a tiff. But it's like, I think Meredith really struggles with people who she hasn't built a friendship with. That's why she struggled with Angie so badly in the first season that Angie was on, season 4 or 5 maybe, because she didn't know Angie. It's like she can call back to, a lifetime of memories that she has with Lisa and with Heather and Whitney and whatever, and Mary. But with these new people, Meredith's like, I just don't know you and I don't care about you. She's one of those people that she just has no patience for somebody that she hasn't had a built relationship with.
Well, and then this whole time they're having this tequila debate, poor Jason is trying to eat dessert with them, and he has to leave because he's like, this is insane. And I don't blame Jason.
Poor guy.
I would have left too.
Even Daisy, the stew, was like, she's like, I'll go out and get your dessert. You don't need to be out there.
No, literally. Poor whole crew. I feel so bad for all of them.
Yes. From what we saw in the edit, he sat down for 30 seconds and said, I'm getting up.
Literally.
The last thing I'll say about Salt Lake is that I want to watch the other episodes. Like, I want to watch the Below Deck episodes of
when
Charter.
When Below Deck has not aired yet, so when it does, we'll see that crossover from the crew side. I asked my tried and true, my mother, about it.
Also on a Caribbean vacation, I think, this week is the Golden Bachelor.
Where are Antigua?
Perhaps, yeah. I say it every week. I'm going to say it again. I absolutely cannot wait for the show to be over. I can't wait for it to be off of our roster. We are never covering this show again. We have one more episode left, and this episode was an absolute fucking snooze cruise.
Wait, I thought it was 2 more episodes left, so thank God if you're right.
I think next week is the last one.
I don't know why I thought there was some weird in between. I don't know. Regardless, what I've taken away from this episode, and like the only thing that I did, is I love these women. And I hate Mel. Mel is so boring. He can't answer any of their questions. He doesn't want to ask them any questions. He doesn't truly want an engagement at the end of this. He just wants somebody to like stick by his side, which is like fair, but also, Mel, I hate to break it to you, that's what an engagement is.
Right. No, I totally agree. My biggest takeaway was that it's so obvious that he has no interest in getting to know these women. And I'm so glad that Cindy finally called him out on that.
Yeah, he just wants somebody. Like, he just wants a body next to him.
Mm-hmm. This is, like, I can guarantee you this is why his previous marriage didn't work out, because he is one of those men who does not give a shit about, like, his impact in someone else's life. He only cares about how someone else is going to affect his life and what they are going to bring to the table.
I also started thinking about, like, why is Mel on this show? Like, in the sense of, why now? And why not earlier? I don't know how soon post-divorce this is, but I'm like, did his ex-wife meet somebody to the point where he was like, oh, shoot, I need somebody to bring around too. Let me find somebody, and then he ends up on The Bachelor. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how they found him, but seriously, I mean, this is why I just think that either The Bachelor franchise needs to end, or they need to gut the entire crew and hire completely new people, because they have just absolutely fumbled with casting on, I feel like, the past 10 years, honestly.
Oh my God, I have to tell you about this movie that I watched. It's in relation, I promise. It's like a parody. Have you seen The Wrong Paris?
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
My God, I watched it for the first time like last week. I just had nothing to do, and it was there. Horrible, but also one of the best things I've ever watched in my entire life.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of good.
Like, the acting and the storyline and the script, I was like, what is going on? But I also, at the same time, ate it up, spit it out, and then ate it again. Because it was so good. I loved it. Like, unironically, like, I really enjoyed it.
No,
and
I
I'm
thought
like,
it was so funny and entertaining. It was a Netflix rom-com. Like,
yes, I had a good time. I had a good time watching it. You know that one
too.
girl with the curly hair? She's from Game Plan as a little baby kid.
Madison Pettis, yeah.
Yeah, I like immediately recognized her, but I was like, oh my god, she's all grown up. And then
I
obviously,
know, I thought that was funny.
yeah, obviously it's the girl from iCarly, but that's
Yes,
besides the
Miranda
point.
Cosgrove. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad you brought that up actually, because I actually felt like it was a very accurate representation of the show.
I did too, but I was gonna relate it to, like, why don't we make the Golden Bachelor a little bit more interesting and to start adding money like they do? They're adding
Yeah, I mean,
money
I guess-
into each of the dates. They're adding money into the challenges. Like, let's make this a little bit more cutthroat.
I mean, that's what they did with Bachelor in Paradise this year.
I didn't watch because
Yeah,
like
they did. They added money to everything, and they were like, you could win up to like $500,000, and then they ended up.
well,
giving
that's
each
crazy.
couple, like, they ended up but it was very nuanced, and honestly, it felt like they kept changing the rules because they were like, oh shit, we can't actually give these couples this money. Like, I think that, I don't know, I agree with you. I think it would make things more interesting. At
because
that point,
yes,
though,
blah
it's
blah
just
blah.
like,
We
this
all
is
want
Love
them to be
Island.
there. We all want them to be there for love. Blah blah blah. We want it to be real, genuine. It's not real and genuine, anyways. Go ahead and add the money. Like, what's
I
stopping
agree.
you? What's stopping you? Nobody is coming onto this show anymore to genuinely find love.
Even the
And
Goldens.
Even the
Case in
Goldens.
point, Nicole.
And I 100% respect to them. Like, do what you need to do. But let's stop playing around like we're all here for love.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I even think that this goes for the leads. Mel does not want a wife. He wants a housekeeper, and he wants a
eye
chef.
candy. He wants somebody to
And
bring
he
to
wants-
event.
Yep, and he wants money. And I just thought that it was so funny because Cindy and Peg literally said the same things about him. They're both like, I just feel like he doesn't know me at all. Like, I feel like I really like him. And it's also, this has always been my thing with The Bachelor, and so many contestants come off of Bachelor and say this, that like they'll get asked in interviews a lot, was the lead actually your type, or were you just interested in them because that is who the show was forcing you to be interested in? 9 times out of 10 they will say, no, this person was not my type. I would have never approached them in person outside of the show, and this is not normally what I go for. And I just feel like this is such a perfect case study into that, because the 2 contestants that are left literally said it themselves. He does not know anything about us, and we barely know anything about him, but we're so interested in him. We really like him. He's such a great guy.
They do keep
You don't
saying
know that.
They do keep
You
saying
don't know that. You don't know anything about him. You're literally lying to, either you're straight up delusional, or the producers are telling you to lie to the camera because they know that they cast a dud.
So that's what I'm kind of leaning towards, because I literally wrote, I was like, Mel is giving one-word answers to Peg and then asking her about like the dune buggy instead of getting deep. But then in his confessionals, he's like, Peg is perfect for me. Like, and he's saying all of these really sweet and like deeper things to the camera, like straight on in his one-on-ones, but he will never say those things to either of the women, and that's what's confusing me. And like the women are also like kind of just saying the opposite in their one-on-ones than what they're saying with Mel. So I'm like not really understanding. Like I feel like I'm almost watching 2 different shows when I have them on their own versus when they're in person with each other. And I'm not really understanding what's happening in between those things.
That's a really good point. And I think we can blame some of that on the edit. Like, obviously we're not seeing these full conversations, but
fair.
What we are seeing is validating, in a sense, that they're like, they're literally asking him, do you have any questions for me? They are having to pull conversation out of him. And I don't know if it's just that, innocently, I would like to believe that it's just because he is stressed out about the fact that he has to break up with women. He doesn't know how to navigate the situation.
Don't piss me off, Mel, because you knew that when you signed up for the show.
And Cindy said that too. She said, why did you come on the show? You knew there was an engagement at the end, and now you're telling us that you're not ready to get engaged? Like, she's like, I'm not going to uproot my whole life and move from Austin to LA.
See, that's my thing. That was a perfect response. That was perfect. And then she goes in her confessional saying that she like loves this man and wants to be with him forever.
I know. It's also the way that this timeline is so much more condensed than the actual Bachelor seasons is also just making it that much more unbelievable.
It is, for sure.
Yeah. And honestly, I'll say this, even if they do actually like him, I don't think that they're the right fit for him at all, or vice versa. They are way too youthful. They have way too much energy. for this man. For somebody who said, I don't want a woman over 60, he can't even handle a woman over 60. They are
He
too
wouldn't
adventurous, too active, far too still young for him.
he wouldn't drive that little buggy thingy more than 2 miles per hour. He wouldn't
That was
step into the
insane.
ocean with stingrays. Mind you, he probably helped plan these dates. They probably like okayed it with him.
Insane. I
And
doubt
then he
it
won't,
actually,
and
but
then he barely gets in
yeah.
the water.
Great, like there's people standing there with you. Nothing's gonna happen to you. These stingrays, like a stingray isn't just gonna sting you because you stood next to it. A stingray is gonna sting you because you kick it on accident or you step on it. Like that's not.
That was,
He was being insane.
and you can tell that they were both annoyed. Like Peg
Mhm.
literally had to then drive.
Peg's like,
And
move it, loser.
literally, and he's like scared in the car. He's like, oh.
I don't even really think she was going that fast either.
No, she was just driving at a normal speed. I was
Yeah,
irked.
I really think that they did these women a disservice by pitching them this man that they said was going to be this amazing, dynamic, wonderful man who is quite literally the most boring human being I have ever witnessed on TV.
Mhm.
Nothing about him is interesting. Even his lack of interest in them is not interesting. Usually
No.
that's interesting to watch somebody on this show be so into the lead and the lead trying to figure out how to navigate that. It is awful. We will, like, I mean, you can disagree, but I don't think we will ever cover this show again.
Please no.
No. I mean, we will do it for Taylor Franke Paul season, but I'm telling you right now, if I get even one whiff of them stifling her personality and making her like every other freaking lead that they've ever had on this show, pretending like this is the best thing that's ever happened to them and that they're this angel come down from heaven, I will not be watching it. I'm not going to watch them overproduce somebody who they cast for their individualistic personality.
I guess we'll have to find out.
We will. Our third show that is currently residing on an island in the sea. That was bad.
No, it's just in the sea. Just to go with that.
In the sea.
Near the ocean. Go with that.
In the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so we're hopping seas over to the Mediterranean.
Beautiful.
And below deck this week, my question is, what level of accommodation is given to the primary that is not given to the rest of the guests? Does that make sense? Like, how are they supposed to? Because at one point in this episode, obviously we open up the episode with this whole vegan fiasco. Carlos, I don't know what the fuck his beef is. He was not having a good time. He is a dark, dark energy. Absolutely does not seem like a fun person to be around at all. But then Josh at one point, Chef Josh, my icon, my favorite character, says at one point he's not even the primary and he's making all of these demands.
Yeah, so with that, I mean, I wouldn't say the primary gets like I would say they probably get a little bit more special attention because the primary is typically the one either paying for the entire thing or paying the majority share.
Gotcha.
And the primary has booked the yacht. That's who they book through. That is the primary, and they pick the guests that then come. And whether it's friends, family, whatever. So, and then they get the biggest room, and overall, that is who you're trying to impress because that's who's gonna have your tip at the end of the day, not these guests that they've chosen to bring along.
I see. Okay. That makes sense. I was just wondering about that because I was like, well, I mean, I see what he's saying. Like, you're not even the one in charge here, but also they technically are a guest as well. But I guess you're right. There are certain primaries that are paying the whole tab.
Yeah. I am glad that Josh just took a walk and came back, thank God. Because I thought he was just about to leave.
Things did look up. I'm sure that they made it look worse in the edit than it actually was with all the food stuff.
Yeah, well, everything is always dramatized, but I just know they were giving him a run for his money. They seemed very annoying.
It was kind of funny to me that they were having bad weather because they were such awful guests.
I know. I was like, karma's a bitch, isn't it?
It really is.
But then I truly thought their tip was gonna suffer hard because they didn't get to leave, and that was the biggest tip I've ever seen, which we'll talk about once we get to the end.
That was crazy.
And then obviously we're still sharing V for Deck and Stu. If I was
Poor
V,
thing has got to be exhausted.
I would be stressed out of my mind. She's being pulled everywhere at once. But she did great. She handled it with grace, and she was perfect all day. And then Kizzy's just complaining that she has to do extra work. I'm like, Kizzy, shut
I know.
up.
I was
Shut
like
up.
seriously annoyed at the end, I think, when she tattletailed on V for like, she was like, one thing in the guest room like wasn't right, and I just think I'm in a bad mood today, and I was annoyed. And Aisha's like, I think we can give her a break. She said something at the end. There was a conversation that they were having, and they were like, she was like, what did you want to tell me earlier? Aisha to Kizzy was like, what do you want to tell me earlier? And Kizzy's like, there was just something in one of the rooms that she missed that was like messed up, blah blah blah. And Aisha's like, I think she's just still trying to get the hang of doing 2 jobs
Well,
at
also,
once. So
did she miss it, or did she have to leave in the middle of it? Like, what?
right,
Get your facts
that
right
made me
first.
so annoyed. Like, I am not a fan of Kizzy. I don't know what the crews are normally like on this show because I've never watched another season, but she is like really giving Mean Girl, and I don't appreciate it. V's done nothing to her.
Yeah, and something I really didn't like is as soon as Joe and V are like starting to become a little bit of a thing, that's when Kizzy is like, okay, I have to break up with my boyfriend right now. Because she's just seeing it as a little competition. And I'm like, no, homegirl, this is not a competition.
I know. And at one point he's like, have you broken up with your boyfriend yet? And she's like, I gotta do that in the next couple days. And I cannot believe that this boy is still dating her.
I just hope for like his own sanity he's not watching this season because he deserves better than her.
She said he was. She went on Watch What Happened Live, and Andy asked her what her boyfriend thought, and she was like, he doesn't love it.
Yeah, no shit.
He doesn't love it. I would hope not.
I was like, yeah, Kizzy is so fed up with all this extra work because she doesn't even want to work to begin with. She's just here for the drama.
Why does Joe look like he's had plastic surgery?
Probably because he's definitely had Botox. It just
There's
looks like
something about Joe's face that looks to me like he's
still in his face.
Yes, and like almost like his cheeks are like too plump and red.
Yeah.
I don't know. And like all of his features, like the apples of his cheeks, his chin, his like the bulb of his nose, it's almost like they're all just like that he looks like he's had filler. And I'm like, why do you look like Chase Stokes? You know how Chase Stokes looks insane?
Yes, Chase looks insane. He looks like he's been carved out of stone. He's so sharp
and not
with
in a
his
good
angles. Way. Not in a good way.
He looks like, you know what they both remind me of? I don't know if this is going to make any sense at all, but there are like illustrative depictions of Santa Claus where he has like those super like round red cheeks, and that's what they look like to me.
I believe you. Okay, something that confused me is Max called, I think, Kizzy a jackal? What does that mean? I cannot see that. You're going to have to text that to me.
Okay. A jackal? Maybe like a jackass?
No, he was like in a hot way. Like, you know how people will say like, oh, like she's a fox? He called her a jackal.
British slang.
No, wait, look up French slang.
It can be used figuratively to describe a mean, deceitful, or cunning person.
I wonder if that's how he meant to come off. Because like I heard it in like context clues with what I know, as I'm thinking like fox, jackal, I don't know, there's some similarity there.
A derogatory term for a person who is sneaky, underhanded, or a low-level accomplice.
Well, damn. I mean,
that is literally Kizzy.
That is Kizzy, yeah. And I think they were talking about Kizzy. I forgot to write down who he was specifically talking about, but obviously my assumption is Kizzy. But yeah, it was like the 3 men were discussing like who Joe was gonna go for because I don't know. He just kept referring to her as a jackal, and I was like, what's
well then that would make sense. Because I will say I don't really think Max is interested in Kizzy at all.
Max doesn't seem interested in anybody. And I applaud him for that.
So that's making me wonder if he was not, I mean, of course Google could be wrong, but after that makes me think that he was like warning him about
Not
her.
A fan. Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, I'm not really sure why any of them are hitting on a girl who has told them that she has a boyfriend.
Well, ultimately they don't, which is why I think she then breaks up with him.
Right.
But then we're at the club. True. We're at the club and Joe and V are really vibing. His name is Joe, right? Why am I thinking that it's not?
Yeah, it's Joe.
Yeah. It's Joe, because the other one's Josh. Okay. So wait, Joe and...
finish this episode? Continue.
Okay, I'll just tell it to you. So we get to the club, and Joe and V are really vibing, and they have like a little quick discussion about V's boyfriend that passed away a year ago. And he's
I
like,
definitely did not see this, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna try and do my best to fill in. But you tell me.
Okay, so he's
How did
just
I do
like,
that?
I don't really know how to approach this. And they kind of like sit down and they talk about it for a little bit. And he was like, I just don't really want to be like taking advantage of you if this isn't something that you're like looking for. And she's like, I wouldn't be engaging with you if this wasn't something that I was ready for. Like just a little conversation about that. I took it as he was
And this
being,
is Joe and V.
yes. Because
Okay.
V was dating a guy who this is where she got all of her like debt crew knowledge from.
Yeah, I knew
Her
that.
boyfriend
Yeah,
who
I knew
passed away, yeah.
that.
So that's who they're referring to, and Nathan had kind of like told him about it earlier in the episode, just be like, hey, heads up, like her boyfriend passed away. And
Yes, I remember that.
yeah, so I took that conversation as him just kind of like being respectful, because after that, then things really started heating up, and he like, oh, you'll have to go watch because I really enjoyed this. He like picks her up like she was a little feather, and like carried her like a little baby back to the van, and then they were
That's
like,
so funny.
they were in the back of the van and everybody else was in the front of the van, and they were basically making out in the back of the van, so like a little spooky scary because it was in public. But then they started
Yeah.
speaking Spanish to one another, and I was like, well, this is so cute. Like, I was like, I'm
That's
loving
crazy.
this. I'm
Wait,
loving
yeah, I can't
this.
believe that's so funny. I mean, I'm rooting for them because I really like V and I think she's like a nice person and I think she's kind of funny. I don't feel like I need the characters on this show to be like creating this insane drama because honestly, just the concept
the
of this show is
guests,
so
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it
The
is.
guests are so interesting. Like they cause enough drama. So
Mhm.
I'm liking the fact that the main characters feel more likable and like actually good people.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm really vibing with V, and honestly, I'm vibing with Joe too, even though I know he had kind of had a weird last season with like a weird love triangle situation, but I don't know, I don't think he wants to be in that kind of situation again, so I think him and V, they might do well. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they get back to the boat and they go their separate ways. Sometimes, oh my god, Avery, they'll like sleep in the same little tiny bunk bed together while the other roommate's like in the other bunk bed.
Ew.
But that didn't happen, so we're good for now.
Thank God. I
And
feel
then
like V's too classy for that.
immediately after this, Kizzy goes onto the deck of the boat and FaceTimes Tom, her now ex-boyfriend. And she says to him, she's not even like, I'm just not feeling this anymore. This is what I would have done in Kizzy's situation. I would be like, I'm just not feeling this anymore. Like, I just feel like we should go our separate ways for now, blah, blah, blah. Something respectful, something nice, okay? She goes, I just really want to kiss somebody.
She's insane.
And she's like, it was just a really inappropriate way to like break up with somebody. And he was obviously mad. And I would be too. Because why are you saying all of these words to him? He was like, you're mad for that. And it was just a really weird conversation. And then at the end of when she hung up with him, she goes, oh, I hate boys. Homegirl, that was all on you. That was all on you.
Kizzy.
You told him you wanted to kiss other people.
Kizzy is like the true antithesis of a girl's girl. But then like she thinks she's a girl's girl, so she says things like that. Like, oh, like she's the reason that like girls fight because she's the type of person who's like hitting on your man and then also being like, oh, I hate men. It's all the man's fault when you were the one that was like hitting on someone's man. You know?
Yep.
I mean, now if the man hits on her back, then that's a different story. But I don't really think Joe is interested in Kizzy.
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out now that she's single.
Yeah. I know. I definitely
ready
I can't
to
believe
mingle.
I think what happened, the reason why I didn't watch it is because when the guests got off the boat, I thought that was the end of the episode, so I just turned it off.
That's so funny. Oh, and then they got a $40,000. They got a $40,000 tip, so they each got $4,000.
That's crazy. How much money do you think they make every summer?
I have no idea, but that's like, even Aisha was saying that was the biggest tip she's ever seen on a yachting boat, or she's ever gotten on a yachting boat. And they didn't even leave the dock. And I'm glad. That they got that.
What? I kind of feel like Aisha and what's his name? Nathan? I kind of feel like Nathan and Aisha should be getting more because they have more responsibility.
I don't know how that works. Sandy said $4,000 to each, but yeah, I mean, I would agree with you, but I think a lot of yachters would throw hands.
Or maybe their base pay is more.
Their base pay might be higher, yeah.
Yeah.
But then next week, because you didn't see next week's promo, God damn it. This would have been such a good segue. But next week's promo, is the guy, the Bachelor guy, who is bringing, like, this random dude who's bringing on 6 women to do his own version of The Bachelor on the boat.
My God, I've been waiting for that one. We talked about that right when we started this
So that's
show.
next week's episode is the Bachelor guy, and no relation to the Bachelor franchise, I should say.
Amazing. Well, I mean, speaking of a man with multiple women, we finally saw Cody get his ass handed to him in this episode of Special Forces.
I loved this episode because I just like how, like, everybody, like, it was finally revealed that just everyone hates Cody and doesn't want to be around him, and they all get annoyed with every single word that comes out of his mouth, just like us, the viewer, and I got really excited.
I don't know why they have waited until 7 episodes in.
I don't know. I was like, where
was
this drama to hook me in the beginning? Because
literally,
I was ready to give up. But
I mean,
we'll start from. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Bree said, "Cody, you need to calm down. That's why you're failing these tests."
It is.
I really am liking her.
I like her. So we start with Christy has to leave because she has a cough. That was sad. I wrote that it's funny how, like, the DS or the staff immediately become nice to them as soon as they have to leave.
Yeah. Unless you leave really early. Like when Brittany Cartwright left, they were like, get the fuck out of here. But, like, these people who get medically withdrawn,
they're super
and
nice.
they would have gone further.
I'm like, why am I in love with the staff?
Yeah, literally. No, they're
like,
kind
why
of
are they, like,
badass.
hot?
Especially the one with dark hair.
Yes.
Well, when Q was, like, lifting the girls up onto the bar with just such ease.
That was so hot. I was vibing with that hard. I was like, this is everything.
Yeah, that was so funny. Like, he's, like, literally just
lifting them.
He's just, like,
throwing them in the air like he's picking up a flower.
Like it's nothing. So Christy gets medically withdrawn, and so did, I still don't know his name.
Mark Estes.
Right, the Montana brother guy.
Yeah, the TikToker, I don't know. He had to leave because he was basically getting cauliflower ear, and that's, like, not good at all.
I know. How did that happen?
Because from the murder ball, because he got, like, beat up. Yeah.
One get cauliflower ear.
I think it's a lot of pressure to the ear at once. So, like, being punched.
Okay. Ew.
But that would have to be fact checked. I truly don't know. But a lot of wrestlers, football players, they normally will have it.
I really don't like when people have that. It really freaks me out. No offense. But more people have been medically withdrawn this season than I think ever before. This is like the 5th or 6th person that's been withdrawn. It is normal in a sense, but I would say it maybe happens to, like, on average, like 1 to 3 people per season.
Would you say this is, like, a harder season on average? Like the challenges and stuff?
Actually, no. But I do think that the elements are getting to them. Like, a lot of them have been taken out by, like, the coughing, which they have done a desert season before, but I don't remember where it was. So maybe it's just, I do think that Morocco is, like, very windy. So it could be that that's an issue. I hate the challenges where they have to have, like, a hostage with them. I don't know what it is. I don't like that there's loud explosions. I don't like it. I don't like
Really? I was like, we could slay that. That was so easy. Like, in theory, that was so easy.
We would eat that up because we have good communication.
Because we just be like, all right, let's find the box. I wrote, notice how Cody's group always fails.
Always fails.
I don't know if his group has passed maybe more than once or twice.
Shawn was so pissed.
So
I thought that was kind of funny.
Mad. I'm really glad Brie passed because I feel like she always fails too, but I also feel like it's because she's always stuck with Cody, and for once she wasn't.
I know. And she even said, I've gotten to know him because they keep putting me on his team.
Literally, I was like, so you're noticing the pattern too, because that's crazy.
I know. He's such a spaz.
He's such a spaz. Like, he can't get anything together, and I'm like, you of all people should be the best with communication and group work, all right?
Yeah.
Because you have 4 wives. Group project. You had 4 wives and you have 18 children. How do you not know how to communicate? Yeah, that's what he said.
18 children is insane.
That's what he said.
I know, I remember.
But then when they're all having that little discussion after, and Andrew goes, you ditched her? I was like, guys, fight. But it didn't happen. But, like, I was ready for a fight.
I know. I and was just honestly glad. I was thankful to Andrew that he finally asked Cody about his polygamy. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
why we were waiting so long. Like, okay, maybe this is a me problem. If I had been in that cast, that would have been the first thing I said. The
Yeah,
first
that's
thing
so
you would have
fair.
heard come out of my mouth is, "So Cody, talk to me about the fact that you have multiple wives."
Yeah, literally. Well, not anymore, but
That would have been the first. I mean, I absolutely would have grilled him on that the first day.
yeah. And when he went up to Gia and was like, "Wow, you wash your face every day."
Why does
What?
Cody smell like shit?
Like Cody was like, "Yeah, everybody knows I just don't smell good." What do you mean? What do you mean?
When Bree goes cleaning the toilets is better than his armpits, I said,
I would not be able to stand within a 10-foot radius of him.
know how the DS didn't say something when they pulled him for his little chat. I don't know how they didn't say something about the way he smelled.
Because if he smells that bad, you can smell it from far away.
Exactly. I mean, so we see them talking to Cody. And
Mhm.
also, before they pulled him, I was like, not them fully knowing that the rest of the team, like, can't stand him. They're like,
well, like, how do
wow.
they know that? Are they watching them on little monitors? Like,
I think that there's probably more that's just been cut out of the edit that we don't see. But yeah, I do think that they actually have, like, some night cameras in there, maybe.
okay.
Where they watch them, which is creepy, but whatever. But it was funny to me when he was like he had left and Randall goes, I don't know how y'all
Literally,
put up with him.
Randall was cracking me up. Randall was like, "I can't do it." He said,
No,
"I
he's like,
can't
"I
talk
can't
to
do it."
him."
That would be me too. Like,
That
I
would be
wouldn't
me.
be able to.
I would have to
After
distance
I
myself.
interrogated him, I would have to go no contact.
Yeah.
But did you catch when? Okay, so I think it was DS Billy, the one with like the gray hair, real Irish.
I don't know
guy,
any
or
of their
whatever.
names.
The one with like the real Irish or Scottish accent.
Yeah.
He's like with the gray hair.
Yeah.
He goes. He's like a big version of a Chucky doll.
He does look freaky.
He does kind of look like Chucky. It was so funny. I was dead. Actually, I love how they kind of like put him in his place when they had that combo with him though. It's not like normally I feel like they're like sympathetic with the person and like kind to them, but not with Cody.
Also, that was like some of them had in that little conversation. That was some of their first times learning his like background. They were like shocked.
That shocked me too, and part of me was like, oh my god, I wish we could have, like, I was waiting for the camera to like cut to their faces when he told them that he had multiple wives.
I know that one of them knew because one of them made that comment once, like, run like you're trying to get to your wives.
It was cute, and he is American, so I'm guessing that's why he knew.
Maybe that's why.
The two that were in there with him, well, maybe that other one's American too. I think it was one American, one Brit, or one from the UK. So yeah, but yeah,
I was just like, why didn't Q share this with the group?
Q, that's a necessary detail.
That's something that they need to know.
Yeah, I just thought that I thought that this was the best episode yet because they're all.
It was thoroughly
eating
enjoyed.
up Cody.
And then we had Shawn get a one-on-one with the DS.
Mm-hmm.
This is what confused me is they want her to show more emotion, but then they tell everybody else to stop showing emotion, stop showing sass, stop showing anything like. So I feel like Shawn's like kind of being like their perfect candidate, but then they're telling her they want to see more. So like that confused me.
I think that's why they were because they don't really have anything else to criticize.
That's fair. Because she's literally perfect. There's nothing she's done wrong.
And like I would say that the producers were like, just say this, but I actually do think that they come up with all this stuff on their own because I've listened to podcasts with them before, and usually the interviewer will ask like, what amount of this show is produced, and they're like, absolutely none of it. The cameras are there, but we do not reshoot anything, we don't redo anything. Literally everything, when you see it happen, it's the first and only time that it happens.
Well, it took me until this episode to realize that, like, obviously I knew the confessionals where they look all pretty, that this was filmed prior to the show, but we get no confessionals while they're there. And I think I would appreciate some of that. Like, while they're actively in it, we don't get anything from them, you know?
I wish that they would do the confessionals after.
I know, that's, like, kind of what I'm getting at. Like, they're just so confident in their ones now. I'm like, I want to see you like broken down.
Wait, I see you're saying you wish that they would pull them while they're in the camp.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that would be really interesting. Like, even it's like if they, because I guess that it is the point of like it's supposed to be run like a real training, but if anything, I would love for them to do these confessionals afterwards so we can know what was going on in their heads like while they were
Yeah.
doing these challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have to do those death letters. Hated that.
I know that they always make them do that. It's really sad. I wish they didn't.
It was super sad.
But I suppose it is a reality for anyone in this line of work.
It is for sure. I liked that they included it. It just made me a little emotional. I won't lie. It was sad.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Not Cody's though, I'll be honest.
Not Cody's. His was dumb as hell.
Not him only writing it to his one wife that he has left.
I was like, what was that? You don't want to thank any of your kids?
I know. I'm sure he wrote more. I do think that they left him write multiples. I'm really just being hard on him, but like there's a certain type of person who with a certain type of life experience that I just cannot have sympathy for, and he is one of those people.
That's fair. Yeah, those were sad. And we had to end the episode like that. We said, what?
I know. And next week it looks like I feel like the preview was like something intense, but now I can't remember. Oh no, it just looks like a bunch of physical challenges.
I was like, when does the mental stuff happen?
In the last episode, they'll do the like interrogation.
Oh, okay.
I think that this next episode is going to take Brianna out.
No. I'm really rooting for her. I would have left when they made me do that little obstacle course 45.
God, I don't know. I can't do monkey bars.
No, who can do monkey bars?
Shawn Johnson,
Okay, Shawn taken out of this. Why do you guys do monkey bars? Like, why is that a thing?
Question. Someone let us know why that's an exercise that.
Why monkey bars?
I know.
And why can so many people do them? That's what's really got me.
I have eczema on my hands. I cannot do monkey bars. That's what I would have said.
I just have sweaty hands. I can't do monkey bars.
Yeah, that's what I would have said. Brianna was so mean. Like, I would have kept falling off. Every monkey bar I would have fallen off.
Push-ups where she, like, barely moved.
She was, like, moving her pelvis. Like, that's the only thing that was moving.
That would be so me, though. Like, I couldn't go any further than she did.
No, me neither.
You wouldn't see me get back up off the ground.
Speaking of a physical challenge, we saw a 5K in this episode of The Kardashians.
Girl, it wasn't even a 5K. It's a 3K.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was less than a 5K, I think.
Oh my god, I'm dead. I mean, don't get me wrong. I could not even run a 3K either.
That was so funny.
I mean, I feel like they have filmed this event before. Like, I think Travis has done this more than once on the show. And every single time I'm like, like, you're not fooling me. Like, Travis Barker is not a runner. Like, why are you guys trying to pretend like he's a runner?
He looked pretty good up there to me.
I just think he's like a skinny guy who was blessed with being athletic. I don't know that he's like an like, I just cannot imagine Travis Barker being an avid runner, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I'm sure he's in the gym a lot because he's got to keep the stamina up for tour and stuff. But regardless, Courtney just had to bring up that she's breastfeeding. I was like, oh my god.
I've had it with Courtney. Like, I mean, first of all, she is me running, genuinely. That is me running.
Oh, same.
She did better.
Same.
She did better than I would have done.
Yeah, because she stayed running. I would have whipped my hand out of Travis's hand and slapped him in the face and then walked off the race.
Yeah, I mean, I audibly sigh when a scene with her starts.
Okay, so we're watching Fatal Attraction. And fun fact is I've never seen that movie. I don't know what it is. I looked it up and I read the synopsis of the entire movie. It's weird.
Yeah, it looks kind of freaky.
Essentially, it's about like Glenn Close's character has a one-night stand with a married man and becomes his stalker. And she like kills a bunny.
I wish the listeners could see my face.
She like the husband who she slept with, she has a daughter and she like kills this bunny and like just stalks them, and I think she ends up dying or she ends up killing the wife. I can't remember. No. She ends up getting killed after trying to kill the wife. It's a whole thing. Sorry to spoil the whole thing. But
no, that's like fine. But I was like geeking at the entire cast of All's Fair showing up at Chris's house.
Oh my god. But then here's what I was so confused about. So Chris is like freaking out that they've been standing in the driveway for like 10 minutes, just like catching up, talking, whatever. Chris, why don't you just go out there? Why did she have to stand in the house and like run around and freaking out like, where are they? Why won't they come in? Chris, go out there and grab them. I don't know what to say to you.
I know. That was so funny. I mean, she is just hilarious to me. I think she is so funny. Her like walking around with Sarah Paulson was cracking me up.
Sarah Paulson
And
giving a house tour.
also, why did Sarah Paulson's haircut look like that? The back of her hair was so jagged. I'm like, Sarah.
I don't know if I noticed that.
Oh my God. I didn't figure you would, but I had to put that out there because I'm like, why am I so locked in on her jagged ass haircut?
I don't know. I need to see it again. I thought she was just wearing a
don't
headband or something.
It was like the bottom of her hair. Like it looked like somebody butchered the bottom of her hair.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was so strange.
I always focus on the dog. Somebody brought a little white dog.
Oh
I
my
think
God,
it was
I didn't even
Glenn's.
notice that.
Yeah, there was a dog.
That's so funny. I aspire to have a movie day like them.
Me too. Also, like, did they send somebody else to Dairy Queen to get those Oreo shakes? Or did they make the Oreo shakes and then put them in a Dairy Queen packaging?
I think the latter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when you say ladder, I never know which one that one is.
The one you said second.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Oh,
well, I mean, if you think about it, like,
is it a play on like? Is it on play on like ladder, like I don't know.
No, it's spelled Latter.
No, I know it is. So I'm thinking like later. Like that's how I'm gonna have to remember it.
No, yes, I actually think you're right. I think it's like kind of like an old English type thing, like, but it's like a normal word now, you know?
Yeah, because like somebody would have had to drive out and get those, and then how do you keep them frozen? And then like how do you time that right? But I don't know. It was stressing me out.
Yeah, no. I think that they made them and then maybe ordered like cups or something from Amazon.
I'm so geeked by that. Only they would do that.
I feel like we need to have a movie day like that resembles this.
I agree.
We also see Khloe doing her shoot for Cloud. And a fun fact is that Julia and I have actually tried her popcorn.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed. I ate the whole bag in an hour. I won't lie to you guys.
It was good. It was good though.
First of all, it was a bag of air with popcorn on the side, which what isn't a bag of air these days?
White cheddar flavored air.
White cheddar flavored air. And then there was some popcorn in the bottom. It was good though. I enjoyed it. Obviously, I finished the bag.
I mean, I like this motif that she's going for where it's like she's trying to make healthy snacks or like snacks that she loves healthy.
Yeah. The only thing I couldn't figure out is like the 9 grams of protein or whatever, is that per bag? Or is it and how many popcorns are in a serving if it's per serving?
I think it's per serving. There's probably like, if I had to guess, there's probably like 2.5 servings per bag. But
yeah, I just feel like that's not a lot.
No, I know. It's definitely not. And like, it's expensive too.
And then Kendall comes to visit her and can't open the damn popcorn bag. How do you not know how to open a bag?
Why is she so incapable?
I don't know. You can't cut a cucumber. I don't know.
It's so funny. But I do feel like Kendall's being like a little ray of sunshine this season.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Usually she's like so negative, so boring, so snooze cruise, always talking about her flight anxiety. And I'm like, Kendall, I'm over it.
I forgot about her flight anxiety.
I feel like that's her storyline, the entirety of her storyline every season. But she's, she doesn't show up often, but when she does, she seems to be in good spirits this season.
She does.
Also, I just have to say, I'm convinced that the amount of china that our moms own, like fine china, could rival Chris's china room. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. That was an insane room.
I know.
I don't know how much china my mom owns.
I feel like my mom has so much that I'm like, is this just every mom from like that generation?
I don't know.
She's
maybe.
Gonna get mad that I said that she and Chris are from the same generation.
Oh God, she is gonna get mad. Chris is a lot older than her though.
Chris is like 70.
Well, how old's your mom?
8.
So she is a lot older than.
Yeah, she is.
But then it's revealed that Khloe's been trying to call Kourtney, and Kourtney won't answer any of her calls.
Yeah.
And then we go to the race, which we already talked about. Blah 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 blue. And then Kourtney and Travis go to get beignets in the middle of New Orleans. And Kourtney is like astonished that people would want to try to video her. And Travis goes, "Babe, we're here with a camera crew. I think we're gonna be okay."
Yeah, I was like dying that she was getting so pissed off that people were taking pictures of her. I'm like, Kourtney, you
went to a public place.
To yourself. If you don't want that kind of publicity, stop being on the show. Like Khloe said, or like Kim said that one time, she's the least interesting to listen to and the least interesting to look at. If you don't want the fame, you don't have to be on the show next season. Like, I have actually had it with her. I really think that, like, I need more Malika this season and less Courtney. Like, can we just sub in Malika? Because I've, like, had it with Courtney.
Well, I would like to even see more Kylie. She's never on.
Oh my God, yes. Kylie's hilarious. I mean, I just think that Courtney, and like, I'm not the biggest Travis fan because I do think that he's strange, and I'm not sure that I trust his like zen, I love my wife so much act. Like, I'm not sure that I fully trust it.
No, I want to believe that they're like in love.
I like hope he's genuine. I just think Courtney has changed a lot of herself since she's been with him, and I feel as though that is usually a bad sign. But I wouldn't necessarily say that Courtney's ever really had much of her own identity in the first place, so perhaps this is just like something for her to cling on to. So normally I'm not his biggest fan, but I did appreciate that he was kind of like bringing her back down to earth. He's like, Courtney, we're in here with cameras. People are going to take pictures. And then he said something else. She was like, I don't want to take him in. I don't want to take Rocky into like a haunted house. And he's like, babe, it's fine. He doesn't even know what's going on. Like,
yeah, literally.
Like, that kind of stuff. I like that he said, like, he's like, what is wrong with you? Versus,
yeah, I agree.
If this had been Scott, he just wouldn't have even listened to what she said in the first place. And so it would have just been her way. But yeah, that was funny.
Oh, and then we see Sam, who I wrote, I feel like we never get to see him often. And right after that, Kim was like, yeah, like, it's just, like, she kind of explains why we don't see him as often. But he was so cute. He was absolutely adorable. His little voice filming for that movie was so cute.
I was also happy to hear that they asked for him and that she didn't like seek out this opportunity.
Oh, 100%. I don't think she would ever do that, to be honest. I think she's kind of just letting her kids, if they're interested, they can do it. If they're not interested, they don't. And I respect that. He was just such a little cutie. His little curls. Oh my God, I was obsessed with him. Obsessed.
I know. He did a good job too.
He did perfect. I might have to watch that, whatever that movie was.
Angry Birds?
Sure.
And then we see, which we called it, Scott abandoning his potential move to New York.
It was for a girl the whole time.
I don't know who was still dating Scott Disick.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But then, like,
after all these years.
But it was funny, like, he kind of changed his mind because his son was like, hey, like, we can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, Scott, you're listening to a kid, like, not an adult. Like, thank God somebody changed his mind, but, like, that's what got you to change your mind?
I know. And I almost feel like it's his son is like just bringing him back down to earth in the sense that, I mean, well, did you notice that Khloe was like, I think one person would be fine with you moving. She's definitely talking about Courtney, right?
Okay, I was going to ask you that because I was like, wasn't sure because I thought him and Courtney were like good.
I think that they're fine, but I think that she really kind of like wrote him off after she got married to Travis. Like, I think they were doing a great job co-parenting, and I'm sure that they do just fine co-parenting, but now that their kids are older and she has this new relationship, there's no need for them to sort of like interact as much. And so I just think she's kind of, I feel like she's so indifferent towards him, which makes me sad for her kids because I would hate to know that my mom just like doesn't care whether my dad is like here or not. But unfortunately for Scott, like, even though Mason spends most of his time with Scott, he still wants to be near his mom.
Yeah. Respect.
I'll be interested to see how that progresses. But then we also saw Khloe and Courtney have a conversation about Courtney leaving the group chat. What do you think about her leaving the chat?
I just think truly it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If she wants to be there, if she doesn't want to be there, whatever. I don't think that she needed to say all of that mean stuff before she left. That's what I didn't like. I'm like, if you don't want to be there, if you don't want to hear what she's saying, just leave. You don't have to say all these mean things about how we shouldn't be talking shit, blah, blah, blah. Courtney, all you do is talk shit. Like, I don't know where you were going at with that. Maybe you don't anymore, but you did. So you really can't, like, you can't tell people not to when you've done it in your past. Like, that's just,
exactly.
No.
And she might not be talking shit about random people from social media, but she talks shit about her own family.
Yeah.
That's arguably, that's worse, in my opinion.
So that made me angry. I didn't like that. Like, if you want to leave, just leave. Don't say mean things, because then you wouldn't have this whole thing with your sisters. Like, you just want to be fighting with your sisters all the time? Just leave the group chat.
That's the thing. I kind of feel like she does. It almost feels to me like Courtney is looking for an excuse to, like, cut her family off.
Yeah, but I don't know if she ever would though, like fully.
Hope she wouldn't. I mean, I don't know that she would ever go that far, but I think she would push everyone else to that point
Yeah. That's fair.
before, and then there would be a breaking point. I think that Kourtney is a perfect example of someone who has taken the word, quote, boundaries too far.
Yeah, I agree. It's just like an excuse now rather than like an actual boundary.
Yeah, and she's using it at the expense of like relationships that like it's getting to the point where it's going to be like irreparable because she's
Yeah.
being so dismissive to everybody else. And I just feel like every scene that we've seen with Kourtney and Khloe, Kourtney has been lecturing Khloe.
Absolutely.
The last thing I have to say is that Khloe kills me every time that she like is talking about Kourtney and she goes, I mean, what is she doing? Just sitting around with the rock and roll hand? She's like,
Oh, that cracked me up.
She's
That
like-
made me laugh so hard.
she goes, what is she gonna send in the group chat? Like, Khloe,
That's so fair. Khloe cracks me up. I love her.
she's so funny and she hates this like rock and roll persona that Kourtney has just like adopted after she started dating Travis. So funny, dude.
She's just become rock and roll. But speaking of rock and roll,
Amazing segue.
speaking of rock and roll, we had rock and roll night for Dancing with the Stars.
That we did.
I think my favorite dance of the night was Jordan and then probably Alex. Those were my faves. Did you have a fave?
Mine, I mean, Whitney was amazing. And I really liked Team Chicago's group dance.
Fair. But do you have another just like celebrity dance you liked?
Let's see. Yeah, probably Jordan. Jordan and Whitney were my two favorite.
Jordan's was just like so fun, like all of the flips. Perfect.
Yes, I agree. I mean, okay, I feel like we have to talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh God, what?
Andy is still here. Andy lives on.
Why? Why, Avery, why? I told you not to vote for him. Did you vote for him?
I think I did.
Okay.
You can't tell me who to vote for. That's
No,
illegal.
I can't. Okay. So our guest judge was Flava Flav, and he cracked me up the whole night. He came in here just to give everybody 9s and 10s and walk away with a smile, and I loved that for him. He was perfect. He really cracked me up all night.
And also to say, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. We're like, I don't know what you just said.
We're like, no, actually. No,
But I enjoyed him. I thought he was fun. Like, yes, he didn't know anything about anything, but like, it was just like comedic relief at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just getting everybody a little boost. And what's wrong with a little boost?
No, I agree. It's also like, you know, I don't feel like his scores were outrageously not aligned with the rest of the judges.
No, absolutely
either.
not. Except for Andy and Emma. He gave them a 9.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. What? But I also think that we need to consider the fact, I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Not that the devil needs any more advocates, but I'm going to do it for the sake of this episode.
Okay.
I feel like Flava Flav judged in line with the rest of the judges just as much, if not less, than Cheryl Burke. And everybody was like pissed at her after the episode for her scoring when I don't feel like she did anything differently than Flava Flav. So
that's fair. She just had like a few more comments, but like, no, I agree with you.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about the discourse online. So do we want to go through each couple and then I can talk about it?
Yeah, we can. So first we had Avery's worst enemy, Dylan and Danny.
Dylan Efron, watch your fucking back.
I
He
felt
is
that
my Andy.
I don't even hate Andy. I just don't think he should be here.
That's how I feel about Dylan.
But you hate Dylan.
I hate Dylan because he's still on the show.
That's fair. I do feel like this was the most dancing we have ever seen from him. Like, I feel like he was really dancing the whole time. He just looked really goofy. Like, none of the moves I felt were, like, full out. Bruno said he missed a pass with his feet. I don't know what that means. Ariane said there was a few moments he got messed up, and Derek said it needed more energy. So everybody was kind of feeling how we were feeling. Like, it just wasn't great.
I totally agree. I love the jive, but that's like my favorite dance that they do. I feel like this was so underwhelming compared to...
He was just like not into it. I'm like, did you forget to practice? What were we doing?
I just think it's like he does not have the dance skill and also the wherewithal to like focus on anything else other than the move. So it's like, take like his jive, for example, compared to like a jive that Robert's done.
Mm-hmm.
Like same level of
the energy,
and, like,
absolutely there.
That's what a jive should look like, you know? Like,
mm-hmm.
I would actually think that this would be one of the easier dances to do because you just get to like be goofy and like have fun with it.
Have fun.
Know?
Except he just, instead of like being goofy in a good way, he looked goofy in like a ridiculous way.
It was giving lethargic and like heavy. Like he looked
Yeah,
very
he
heavy.
looked very heavy and just like not, he didn't know, like, you know, when you just like put your arm out, but you're like, it's like hand flat instead of like hand like sharp and like straight
like,
in line with your arm. Like he just wasn't
hit it.
going like, it's like when you're doing jumping jacks, but you're only going like arm folded above your head instead of arm like straight out and up. Like it's just, you're
or
just
like
not
a burpee.
Yes, like
You
you're just
don't
not
jump,
fully
come up and
going.
jump.
Yeah, you don't jump up 5 feet in the air.
You just put your hands up.
Your hair just goes up,
simulate a
and you
jump.
just you lift your heels off the ground and put them back down.
Yeah.
And you hope
It's a
nobody
calf
noticed.
raise.
Yeah.
Exactly. When Flava Flav gave him a 10, I was like worried. I was
Oh
like, no, because
God,
this is
I
gonna
was
piss me off.
scared. I was scared.
This is gonna piss me off if he gives everyone a 10.
I was scared. Okay, and then we have Alex and Val, and so I think it's important to discuss because they brought it up. The top 3 couples all dance the same style. And as soon as he said that,
Yes.
I was afraid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. But
That's
this is what we
definitely a
wanted.
choice.
This is what we've been talking about. What we want. We want them to all dance the same style. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I liked it.
did too. I did too.
The top 3 couples are Alex, Whitney, and Robert. Those who are all dancing the same style. I forget the name. I don't know if you know it.
The Paso Doble.
Okay.
Paso Doble, I think is what it is.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Alex and Val's dance. She was super sharp. She looks great. The stealing of the skirt move I thought looked super cool. I loved at the end of the dance, he like kissed her forehead. I was like, I'm gonna melt and die. That's so sweet.
I'm gonna be honest. I
You didn't
don't
like it?
think that this was her best dance. No.
Oh no, I think her best dance was Maleficent and Halloween, but I still really enjoyed it.
I felt that, I mean, she did a great job. I felt that it was like a bit out of control. Like I felt like she was a little bit wobbly in it, and like maybe she was having a hard time like remembering some of it. Like I kind of felt like she was like looking a little crazed on the floor, like just a little.
I do
like,
feel like this
flustered.
was a common theme for everybody tonight, and I think they're all trying to figure out the balance of not having their full rehearsal time to work on just their dance, because now they have to work on all of these group dances. And I was going to bring that
absolutely.
up. But you are making a great point. Like I think they're all struggling a little bit because like we said, we feel like Dylan's was unrehearsed, or I feel like Dylan's was unrehearsed, and I'm like maybe it's because of that.
Sure. Like I don't think that Alex deserved 3 10s. I think that there were
have you heard the fact that she was supposed to get 4?
Well, yes, but like this is what I'm saying. Her fan base, you included, are insane. Like
no,
like every
I'm
single
not saying
week,
she deserved 4. Did you know that Flava Flav meant to give her a 10 and messed up?
Did he enter the wrong number, or did he hold up the wrong paddle?
No, he entered the wrong number.
Okay,
and then he did an
that.
interview at the end where he was, so if you go back and watch, you can tell how mad he is that he has to hold up a 9. Because he wanted to give her a 10. I'm not saying she deserved all 10s. I do not think she deserved all 10s. I think she deserved all 10s in the past, but not for this specific dance. But she was supposed to get all 10s. Like, that was supposed to be a 40.
And let me say, because I'm just going to say it up front, because this is what I've been seeing a lot. I mean, I'm trying not to like fall into the TikTok propaganda and form my own thoughts, but I do actually think that this is true. I feel like when we go over and we talk about everyone's dance, we're still critical of even people who actually deserve, like, if you put all these people in a room watching all of them dance, yes, Whitney deserves all 10s, Jordan deserves all 10s, Alex deserves all 10s, Elaine deserves all 10s, in comparison to Andy and Dylan. You know what I mean? It's like we're so, I've been seeing all this controversy, or all these like people online being like, we are, and I mean Whitney in particular, she is getting absolutely torn apart every single week for anything that she does.
And then Andy gets a good job. You did great.
And then Andy,
sweetie.
Everybody's like, oh my God, Andy. So it's like, even if you don't like Whitney, I think everyone can agree that there's bias against all of the women on the show.
Oh no, I 100% agree.
You know, it's like, I don't know why, like, I don't know why we're giving these men like a pass for being bad. So all that to say, do I think that this was Alex's best dance? No, but I do think it was good.
Andy and Emma, he barely moved.
These producers, yeah, I literally said Andy. I wrote down Andy's dance was so bad he did like no steps.
And then I wrote, they go so easy on him, just like we were talking about, so we don't have to get into it again. But they went so easy on him. And then Flavor Flav gave him a 9.
Did you see this is the type of thing that I do, like, when I do feel like there's things about Alex Earl that are endearing. Did you see how excited she was she was standing behind him during his scoring? Did you see how excited she got when he got a 9?
Alex, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I thought that was sweet.
I love how they're all very supportive of each other. I haven't like seen anything about anybody having like bad blood, and I think that's
Yeah. I wrote that these producers know what they are doing with his packages. Like, they will put the most like tearjerker moments in there that make you feel like you want to vote for him because he's just grateful to be there.
Yeah, for real. And I'm like, bye. And then next were Whitney and Mark. Obviously, they're fantastic. When are they not good? Like, they're never not good. They're always going to be good. Like, you can never expect them to underperform at all. I hate spiders, so I did not enjoy the costumes. I also
You
it
hate
also
Whitney
like
so much.
I can hate whoever I want to hate. Just because I hate her doesn't mean I don't think she's fantastic.
No, it's just so funny. Like, you're like, I didn't like the dance because I didn't like the costume.
No, I didn't like the costume. And I also thought it made no sense. Like, it's not Halloween anymore. Move on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But then, yeah, you're right. Because, like, Carrie Ann, for reference, in Andy and Emma's dance, Carrie Ann goes, "This is a great tribute to your and Emma's partnership." And then in Whitney and Mark's, she goes, "You had a few stumbles with your foot because you were hitting the poses just, like, too hard." What?
It's like, Carrie Ann, are you freaking serious? Like, I don't know if Carrie Ann was just trying to say something because of all the hate that Whitney's been getting online for favoritism. But, like, Carrie Ann, stand your ground. If you think that she's, don't make some random shit up.
That made absolutely no sense to me. I thought she was going to get a perfect score, and then Carrie Ann whipped out a 9, and I was like, okay.
I know. I think that's where, which, again, not to, like, pit these two against each other, but I think that's where I was, like, annoyed because I was like, if Alex got 3 10s, then Whitney should have gotten 3 10s. Like, because now we're on the same playing field. Now
she did get 3 10s.
No, Carrie Ann gave her a 9.
Yeah, but you said if she got 3 10s, then Alex.
I'm disregarding Flavor Flav's score.
You took out contestant.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense.
Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm kind of wondering if there was like, I mean, ultimately, like, they're both still at the top of the leaderboard. Like, neither of them was going home. But I think that it was just weird. Carrie Ann is so fucking weird. And yeah, I mean, I thought Whitney looked like genuinely like a pro in this dance. And
she always does. She's never.
And I have to know, she was perfectly in sync. So
she was.
She has learned.
That's her one flaw. She gets a little ahead sometimes, or behind.
Yeah,
whatever.
But she was really good in this dance, and I liked the choreography. Okay, and then Danielle. I did not know that Danielle had cancer.
I didn't either. I wrote down, does she actively have cancer? And then I looked it up, and it's like she might have to do treatment in the future, but as of right now, it's not active.
Okay, I'm glad you looked it up because I was wondering that, but I didn't want to like make myself sad, so I just decided not to look it up. Her dance for me was wildly underwhelming.
I said it looked great. I liked the lifts, but I was just like, okay. I also, because I didn't watch it live like I normally do, so I already knew she went home, so I kind of went in with like, I don't want to say bias, but I just went in knowing, and I'm like, I was underwhelmed.
Yeah. I felt like the fact that it was underwhelming wasn't even her fault, though. I thought that the choreography was bad, and the song was weird.
The song was weird. I didn't like the song.
Now that I'm saying that, I don't know what it was, but I have that written down. But yeah, I feel like the choreography was bad. And like, honestly, I kind of feel like no shade to Pasha because he took our girl Ariana Madix really far in her season. But I don't think he's a very good choreographer.
I don't know, because Pasha wasn't on last season, and that's when I started to watch like religiously. Or was he? I don't think that he was. Because it was Sasha.
No, I think Pasha was on last season.
Who was he with?
What season is this? 34? Sure. Oh, it was Tori Spelling, and she went home like week 2. So,
oh, that's why. Okay, there we go. I think I didn't remember him being in last season.
Yeah, probably because he went home so early. She went home like, I'm pretty sure, like after Anna Delvey.
Yeah, so I guess we haven't really seen him go that far or I haven't seen him go that far recently, so I didn't really know.
I don't think he's ever won a mirror ball.
Sad.
I know. I feel like I've heard that before. On the contrary, I thought Elaine was amazing. She did not miss a beat.
There were so many spins and turns in that, I was dizzy.
She really deserved spins. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, Elaine is freaking 54 years old. She's doing amazing dances. They might not be the most, like, show-stopping, like, insane dances like Whitney or Alex where they're doing these crazy tricks and whatever because she's a bit older. But, like, how are we gonna be this, like, this to me feels like the fact that Elaine didn't get 10s feels like, how can you give Andy 7s and Elaine 9s, you know?
Yeah, I don't get it. I will never understand it, and we talk about it every week, and I'll never get it.
Literally. And but I did love that they were highlighting like her charity.
Yeah, I liked that. I'm glad she's back and working. She had less rehearsal time than everybody else, and she still showed everybody else up.
I know. She's so good. She's such a performer. Like, she's so
Mhm.
professional, you know?
I agree. Oh, and then we have Jordan and Ezra. I loved theirs. I thought it was so fun. You know, Tina Turner and I share a birthday.
Do you? Coming
Yeah.
up.
Coming
Everyone tell
up.
Joy happy birthday.
Even though Tina Turner has passed away, but we did share a birthday.
Dude, when Jordan goes, Tina Turner is back and she's better.
I was dead. I was
screaming. I thought she was so cute, and like, I loved the dance. I thought the lips were amazing. Yeah, I thought she was really, really good, and I thought that this dance was really fun.
At the second time that like the troop members lifted her into the air, I couldn't figure out. I think she might have like fallen or tripped, but then nobody like said anything. Like I feel like something got messed up there when she was in the air. Like she moved her legs weird. But that was just me like watching. I was like, did she mean to do that or was that a mess up? But she looked great. And the judges didn't say anything, so I think that was me that didn't know what was happening.
I think I know what you're talking about. Like, it kind of looked like she was flailing around a little
Yeah,
bit.
she looked like a little dolphin in the air.
Or like she was about to flip over the wrong direction.
Just something happened there that got a little disconnected, but nobody said a word, so I was like, okay, maybe I'm stupid.
I know. I also kind of feel like they tend not to judge on that kind of stuff because it is just like a fun little trick. It's not like the actual dancing of it all, but when they do it fair. They will.
But I feel like her dance was the same level as Alex and Whitney, and she only got 2 10s instead of 3, and I was like, what's happening? And like, why did Derek give a 9 of all judges? And Bruno. I didn't get that. And then we have Robert and Whitney.
Just Robert plays the guitar.
Of course he does.
Like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's so Robert Irwin.
It is. And Robert looked great. He looked sexy. He was hitting all of the steps. I do think he got behind on the timing in the beginning, but who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? He can do no wrong. He's never done anything wrong. He looked very strong the whole time. Obviously, he's never going to look as strong as Val or Mark. So I feel like that was like unfair to like hold him to that standard.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Because like Alex and Whitney weren't told to hold up the standard of pro Whitney. So I was like, why? What's happening?
Yeah, that's a good point. I noticed he was out of sync in the beginning, and I was like getting confused because I was like, oh, maybe he's supposed to be. It's like so confusing when their partner's on the floor.
Yeah, you never know. Because literally right before he messed up, I was thinking like I would hate having people in the troupe doing synchronized moves with me because if I mess up, everybody knows.
Yes, exactly. But
and then he immediately messed up. Yeah, the rest was great, and I loved like the head grab at the end where he like pulled her up with like her neck. Yeah. I thought that was super cool. I really liked just like how that looked. And then Carrie Ann and Derek also mentioned the wobbles, but they said that didn't factor into their scoring, but then I think that it did because they gave him 9s.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, so
that's a hard dance, I feel.
It's a super hard dance. Oh, and then somehow Whitney and Mark won immunity, and I didn't really understand what was happening. I didn't get it.
It was like, I think it had to do with the like dance-a-thon thing that they did, but it's only like they won immunity from. It's not like the whole elimination. It's not like the.
It's just like next. It has something to do with next week because he was like they have to make it past tonight's elimination.
Yeah, I think it's like next week's challenge, whatever the niche sort of challenge is. I think that's
so
what
they won't have to like do
from.
it. That's fair.
Either that or she just gets the maximum amount of points regardless of how her team scores or whatever. If I had to guess.
Interesting.
And then we had the group dances.
Honestly, like they were like good, but I was like underwhelmed. I was a little bored for both, I won't lie.
I agree, they were long.
They were super long.
Team 2 was so bad.
Team 2, oh, Julianne's team. Yeah, it felt very
team cool.
It felt very unorganized. And like nobody really knew what was going on.
Yes, like all of them seemed so under rehearsed, and I think after seeing Team Chicago, I was like expecting
me
the
too.
Same level of organization.
I was kind of expecting to be like not like blown away, like it wasn't like life changing or anything, but like it was really cool the first dance, Alfonso's team. And then we have the second team come in and I'm like, I'm just bored, like why are they in school? I don't really But it was also Alfonso's team had a very fast song, and then Julianne's team had it was Celebration, but it was slowed down Celebration, and I hate the song Celebration.
Me too.
I hate it. And so I already went in with a bad mood.
Yeah.
And so I just
Same.
didn't like it as much. And the scores
Yeah.
reflected that. No, the judges didn't either.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately it was only like what? I think it was like 9s versus 10s. But
Yeah, it wasn't anything
Yeah.
massive.
I thought that they were like so bad, and I mean, poor Andy just had no idea what was going on
Not
at
a
all.
one. Did you notice that Whitney was calling out the moves in the dance?
Yes,
That was funny to me.
I know. Well, I think Jordan was too.
I only noticed because I saw a TikTok came up a bit later. I did not notice when I was watching.
Yeah, I did notice because I figured that somebody would, because usually they do that if they're in like a group. Well, because Emma does that for Andy. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Daniela does that for Dylan. So I figured that they would have like at least one person calling out the counts so that they would like stay in sync because there was no pro with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. I was like, okay, Whitney, calling out the counts. Like,
Yeah, she was.
not
I was like,
pro over here.
Yeah, literally.
People have been like being really mean to her about it in her comments. Apparently, they just hate her so much. They're like,
well, I'm just
how
like,
fucking dare she call out the counts? Like she doesn't. She just thinks she's so much better, and like she just knows what she's doing.
Here's the thing: she was probably picked out by like whoever was like, hey, Whitney, like you have the timing best. You call it.
Yes.
And that's just how that works.
I saw Danielle made a post about it that said the pros asked one of us to do it, and Whitney said, I understand counts. I can do it. And Danielle was like, I guess her and Danielle are kind of close because I've heard her like make a couple comments about like people really cyberbullying Whitney a lot. So
yeah, I mean, they are.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, they're cyberbullying everyone, but it's just for some reason, like people just really do not like the fact that she's on the show. But I like that she's on the show because I find her to be so entertaining to watch. Like, she's such a good dancer. I like watching her.
She is a good dancer, yeah.
I get excited every time her dance comes up. Like, regardless of her as a person, I get excited when she dances because I'm like, oh, this is going to eat. Like, I know that this is going to be good. And I just love watching Mark dance, too. I feel the same way about Mark that I do about Julianne Hough. I love watching that woman dance. She is an amazing dancer.
Like, I frequently watch the remake of Footloose just to watch her dance.
She is just an amazing dancer, which made me sad. I wish that she had been with the other team. Although Alfonso was really good. He was
great. I have Danielle going home.
Oh, Danielle.
And then Danielle has to freaking go home because Andy must stay. I don't know.
That was sad. I was sad because I felt like she really, really wanted to stay.
I know. It's pissed.
And I don't know. Like, I don't think Andy's going to win, so I don't really care whether he stays or goes as long as Robert, Jordan, Whitney, and Alex are all in the semifinal.
Absolutely. But so, I would rather it be Elaine than him.
Yeah, same. That's the one that's going to make me the most sad because I'm just so enjoying watching her. And I think she's so cute.
Yeah.
But next week, supposedly, they are dancing with a former mirror ball champion.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they sure are.
That's gonna be tea.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, but I'm like confused though. Maybe they've said this and I just haven't seen it. Is it one dance that they're doing with them and then another dance that they're doing with their pro?
I don't know. I have no details.
Because that would be kind of crazy if that was their only dance.
Bendy made a post, or like she didn't make a post. She was in a post, I guess. So she's definitely there doing rehearsals. I just can't remember with who. I'm assuming Robert, but I don't know.
Or maybe it's a trio dance.
Could be. I hate a trio dance though.
Me too. It's so awkward watching it.
It's so awkward.
But I mean, Andy lives on.
Andy freaking lives on.
So crazy. I think that wraps up our reality digest.
Next week, or this week, Mormon Wives.
This week, Mormon Wives. Yes, this week, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 3 premieres, and our Fame Files on Thursday will be about the Mormon Wives swinger scandal.
Beautiful.
And, because we just had to do it. We had to do it. It
Absolutely.
was huge pop culture news. So
yeah,
we had to cover this on the same week that the show comes out. I am so excited to watch. I'm probably going to binge it all, and then we can cover it week by week.
Okay.
So, because Julia has less time to watch TV than I do.
I do have a lot less time.
Yeah, but we're not going to get into that. But thanks for listening, and keep on I don't know where I was going with that.
Keep you rock on, as Courtney would
Rock
say.
on. And don't forget to gossip a little bit this week.
Please gossip for us. Courtney would hate it. So do it.
Yeah, Courtney, we need to summon Kourtney Kardashian from her mansion in Calabasas because we're all gossiping so much that she just couldn't stand it any longer. But thanks for listening, and tune in on Thursday, and then we'll see you on next Tuesday, and the Tuesday after that, and the Tuesday after that, and the Tuesday after that.
And every
Forever.
Tuesday for the rest of your lives.
Forever and ever.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week for more pop culture chaos.
The stories we cover are based on research and publicly available sources. While we strive for accuracy, some details may be disputed or unverified, and this episode is for entertainment and informational purposes only.